oot seal striimis on ka kõike kuulda, mis ma räägin või?
Täpselt nii. Welcome to the stream, Suema. We're going live right now. We are in live, actually. And today is going to be a momentous occasion since we have our first visitor. This single-player campaign has turned into a multiplayer game. My friend who goes by the name Suema is also on the channel. Say hello.
Hello.
Very good. We're hearing you loud and clear. Second game in this campaign, so some stuff already happened, some things didn't happen. Let's load up the right one. I don't think that was the right starter screen. Yes, King Björn Ironside from the Kingdom of Sviariki. Going to load up the game quickly and share some. I will open it to multiplayer. I wonder if the password is hidden when I share it. That's okay. That's basically okay as long as I have to confirm anyone joining. So let's see, open for multiplayer. Invite more players, game settings. It will be private, so I will still have to share it. And no one's going to type off the server ID just from on screen. So auto accept hot join. Yeah, I have to accept it. So let's put it very simple password. It's just 123. And I will share the ID. Uno momento. It should be visible in Discord. So the mod list right now, the extensive mod list, which most of it shouldn't affect anyone joining, but we're going to find out, is brighter portraits. It just brightens up the portraits they will be lighter and brighter. Displayed birth and death dates just shows exact dates, not just age or year under the character. Expanded alerts. Now this is a bigger user interface mod. Basically the alerts up on the top of the screen will show a lot of important stuff that usually just gets hidden in the issues menu. So that makes it easier. I also have extended outliner, which adds extra information to the outliner, so you can get information at a glance about your holdings, about your armies, their status. Are they moving? Are they sieging? Siege progress. If there are any buildings you can build, quality of life stuff. Also full screen barbershop, which makes the barbershop full screen basically, so you can more easily check out your characters and dress them up. Otherwise the functionality is pretty much the same. Nameplates. Nameplates is something that when there's an event window popping up and there are characters on the right side, then it just shows their names under their character portraits, so it's easier to understand who's who, because at one point you're going to see tens, if not hundreds, of different characters throughout the game, and who's who checking from the text can be sometimes a bit delayed information. And finally, the actual one that probably is the only one required for anyone joining is Rosetta CK3, which basically just renames the titles according to the holder's culture. So as you can see from the map, Eesti is Eesti, Suomi is Suomi, and the Norse kingdom of Sweden is Sviariki, and with all the diacritics. And if you look at the greater world, then there are some things which, I don't think I even have that much credibility in criticizing. West Francia is still West Francian in English version. The papacy is the papacy because it's more of an institution. And there's a Deutschland, which I don't even know if it's made by a community member, a modder basically. I don't know if it's a legitimate version of calling it, or it's just a typo because the U and I are next to each other. I don't know. So Deutschland, we're going to go for that. But you can see it here as well, where Yorkshire, because it's ruled by Norse rulers, is right now the Jarldom of Jorvikurskiri. And Mercia is Merkna and East England, as such, to make it a bit more historic. In any case, I can see that the connection is failed. Okay, connection failed. That means probably that the checksum is changed by the other mods as well, which means that if it's not too much of a hassle, I can share you the links. I'm not using user interface scaling. Right reporters. What might change the checksum? Nameplates.
Your
Full screen.
checksum started with B.
Yes, mine is B8AC, but if it says it's different, it's probably different. Okay, let's check that up. Gonna just in case. Also, the fact with the Steam Workshop mods is that luckily, like, you can make mod sets. So once you set it up for a specific stream or something, you can just choose a set and activate them all at the same time without having any extra trouble. But right now there is extra trouble. Okay, I'm going to share the others as well. Okay, now this should be brighter portraits. What else do I have? Then there's displayed birth dates. Ah, there we go. Then there is expanded alerts. No immortality, no thank you. Not right now.
You need to paste the links.
Yes, I'm opening all of them in batch so I can do it like this. So this was birth and death dates. And nameplates. Whoops, no. And expanded alerts. Then there is... What am I missing? Ah, the full screen barber shop. By the way, all of these things... basically, if you're not hunting for achievements, I know some people like it, I like them, but I also, due to circumstances or because I like to test out mods, I do use mods. Some of these, or at least Rosetta, will disable achievements. And some other things won't, but it's a hit and miss kind of a thing with all of them. So, full screen barbershop. What I meant to say was that I recommend these for quality of life. Rosetta is kind of optional if you like it, if you don't care about that, but the other ones are really helping you out when trying to...
What is the extended outliner?
No, the extended outliner, that's the one that I mentioned, is something... Whoops. Okay, yeah. I didn't notice that the screen goes a bit black when I alt tab. The extended outliner, on the right side, on the right hand upper side, you can drag around the outliner that shows you your armies and your holdings, and it will add tiny details there. Not just like there's an army and this big, but it shows if there's siege progress, if they're moving, if they're in combat, if they're in siege, or if they're low on supplies, so you can have a glance when you have like 10 huge armies all over the map, so you don't have to constantly click on them. It's also quite helpful. Did I share the last one? No, I didn't share the last one. Okay, this is the last one. This is the full screen barbershop. Okay, so it's quite an extensive list. It's 7 mods altogether. I didn't want to make a too huge one. Already ran into troubles where I tried to use a cultural mod that would break up the religion of Suomenosko into, I think it was 5 distinct versions, and that has trouble because it's not updated. It's not up to date with the latest game version. Okay, let's close up all that stuff. Let's get the stream controls visible again, and that should be it. So let's see. Let me know if you run into any more trouble or have any more questions. The outliner, certainly we can check that in game.
Something is still missing.
So you have brighter portraits.
Hold on, let me recheck what mods did I actually
Yes,
activate.
go through the list. I'm gonna say if anything's missing. Also, if they're activated or not activated. I'm not sure what's the default stance on in the launcher. Meanwhile, I
So I've
think
got 7. I've got Rosetta, brighter portraits, expanded alerts, extended outliner, full screen barbershop, nameplates, and displayed birth and death dates.
very good. We have all the mods, and they're activated as well.
Should be, that's what it says.
Okay, and if you launch the game, let's see. Let's try.
I am retrying.
Wait, play. Should I? Is it open already? It should be open.
I think it wouldn't say that we had different mods if it wasn't open.
Yeah. Well, what I can certainly do on my side as well, if it fails, I can just in case restart the game. The game rules should be almost default. Oh no! The game end date is still 1453. I hoped I put that. I turned it off. But who cares if we even survive that long? I mean, if the bloodline survives, we can always switch characters and hop around if something very bad happens. Okay, if I press back, is it still open to multiplayer? Okay. One, two, three. Not accept for join. No, it is off. I'm gonna press play. Then I'm here. It's kind of weird. It's not showing the multiplayer thing because it's probably already, yeah, it's probably already online. That's probably the case. Okay. In any case, it would seem that we have some more viewers. Thanks for joining in. Make a sound if you have any questions. As an explanation, what's going on right now is that there's 2 people going to play tonight. Me and my friend Suema. No offense, who speak Estonian, it's just the handle he goes by. And we're right now trying to get the game working because as I have issues with always trying to test out nice mods, I have launched this game with 7 mods, and if it's going to be trouble, playing the game with this, we're gonna see if we can get it running with a few mods less. I wouldn't want to start a new game, but if that's what we have to do, in order to actually play it or remove the mods and just go vanilla, then that takes priority. In the end, I would just like to have a game. So it's not that important, but we're going to try and see if we can get it working. Why?
Still the same errors.
Okay, can you see the can you see your own checksum? What does it say? I wonder. You know what? If you're in the game, I'm going to... I haven't done anything right
Where
now,
can I
so
see my checksum?
I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna exit to main menu, so the server is offline. And let's see. If you choose join game, then you are going to see same checksum, but does it... where does it say where your checksum is? I'm missing... in the upper right corner in the main menu, it says game version Chevron
Ah,
113 and checksum is mine B8AC.
mine is the same.
Okay. So this is another pretty annoying case of it just not working. Uh,
Maybe
CK3.
some mod has been updated and in the meantime, and you have an old
That's...
version and
yeah,
there's a new
that's
one.
actually something that can happen. Uh, Wrong checksum. Can't play
But the
multiplayer.
checksum is right.
Yeah, yeah, it's the thing that it would just say that. Checksum error. The usual thing is like reinstall, almost reinstall Windows, reinstall Steam. Are you
But the
running any
checksum
kind
is
of...
right.
yeah?
The checksum is the same right now. Now it
Yeah.
just says different mods.
Okay, different mods. Let's see if we can... let's try. You know what? Let's try a brand new multiplayer game and see if we can connect to that. It might be something of an issue with that. So I am going to make rightarM play CK3. The password is 123. Auto accept hot join off. It will be public but passworded. But I will, there's like a million people trying to join exactly with the same mods. Then that's that. Starting date, game information, fashion of the Abbasid court, garments of the Holy Roman Empire. Going to host the game. And let's see if we can connect to that. If not, then... well, basically, if this does not work, then I'm gonna turn off the game. I'm gonna put on pure vanilla and we're gonna play like that, so we don't have to spend more than half an hour on this. So no characters selected. I'm not gonna select a character right away. I'm gonna share server ID again. It should be new. This is the new one. And see if you can join. I was planning to ask as well if you have any antivirus software, third party besides Windows Defender active.
Not that I know of, and I got the same error. Different mods from yours.
Okay, well then that's that. It was a nice idea, but I'm going to exit the desktop and I am going to go pure vanilla. Please do the same, and we're gonna have a game tonight. No matter what eye candy we can't allow ourselves. Okay. Yes, Steam. Very good. Game seems to be offline. Now, if we're going to have that kind of trouble with just the vanilla, then we're gonna have to see what's up with that. Uh, this is not unheard of, that the game is not able to actually connect anyone who seem to be playing the same version. So playset vanilla and play. Meanwhile, I haven't checked out the dev diary actually, but it's been an interesting thing. So why exactly haven't I? They are writing the dev diary. Latest dev diary is writing us about the idea of a ruler of your own. Which means, of course, the ruler designer is making a return. It wasn't available at launch, but in the previous game, Crusader Kings 2, it was a mid development. It took a couple of years, I think, for it to come out, if I'm right. Oh, why do I have to enter my birthday to read your dev diary? Why don't you already know who I am? There we go. It's me. Show me. Show me that. Hello, everyone. Play, customize any ruler. What are we gonna see? Very cool. So you can imagine it being kind of like the full screen character designer, but more fleshed out. I don't think if how much you can change how you look, ethnicity, family picture, detail customization. Yeah, you can go like beards and randomize appearance or copy DNA and paste DNA. That's really cool. That's going to be. Meanwhile, I'm in the main menu. It's vanilla, and I'm going to host the game. I wonder if I can host that game which was modded. It's probably a bad idea, so I'm going to try a new game. So sorry for everyone who watched the last game in hindsight, because I know that sadly no one was watching live that time. But the settings are the same. Let's set up the name. Password is 123, but I'll check anyone anyway. So if you're interested in joining, if you're watching the stream and want to join the game, let me know and write in the comments so I can set you up and you can join at any time. Okay, I am hosting the game and I will share the new server ID in a second.
There is a very noticeable delay between the Twitch screen and what you're talking about.
Yeah, I understand. It's something like if you're checking the stream itself, that's pretty much standard. It helps to mute the stream itself if you're also on the same channel. That's basically how it is, because it gets recorded here, processed, sent over the internet, and goes through their servers, and it will take quite a few seconds before it actually gets to the viewer. So the new idea is shared, and let's see. Now there are no mods. We shouldn't have the error. If it still has this kind of error, then god damn it, Paradox, right? But it should work. All in all, without mods, the Crusader Kings 3 multiplayer experience has been the most fluent ever in a Paradox game, in one of their series of grand strategy.
Well, that's not really a high standard.
Well, I agree. I agree. It's not a very high standard. I mean, anything before has been horrible. So what I mean mostly is that it's very nice to see that they have somehow ironed out a lot of the troubles. I don't know. I've played only a few Crusader Kings 2 games, partly because of that that issue, that it just sometimes does not work. And the troubleshooting itself is also very slow, because the main things that you can do is that go back to main menu, but then game state is corrupted, please restart. Then everybody has to restart the game, which can take a lot of time depending on if you're on a SSD or HDD. depending on the capabilities of your computer, going in with no guarantee that the bugs are gone, or like if it's a firewall issue or it's an issue with their servers or whatever. So many fail points, and if it's too slow, then it's hard to do. But Crusader Kings 3 employs for paradox standards a novel method of very easy hot joining. Basically, any single player game you play, when it's not Iron Man, if you're going for achievements and only single save and Iron Man activated, then in any other game, any regular save, you can play it alone. And if your friend wants to jump in, boom, they just jump in. If you want to switch the character, you don't have to save, load, switch another character. It's just an option in the main menu, because every game is kind of treated like an open game where it's by design that you can switch rulers and characters. So any kind of shenanigans where you want to cheat and send somebody a proposition that they won't accept and then switch that character and accept that, it's a lot easier. But I mean, like, if you want to really, you know, kind of have no difficulty at all in this game and just tell that the world is yours, so it kind of takes the challenge out of it. And I don't know, game is a personal thing. If you're into, if you want to break that or test any weird scenarios, or you want to create this specific content, then you can use that to some extent without having to edit the game or the world map or something like that, or edit the save. You can do it kind of live when the game is paused. Okay, how's the progress? I'm thinking, who are we going to play today as? I might be taking up Jarl Björn, or maybe someone from the Christian world. Not so sure. I have a pet peeve of choosing all kinds of different pagans because they have so many excuse me, they have so many options in reforming their faith and turning that into something completely world changing, history changing. Okay, I'm having some, what's that? Skipped frames. About quarter of the frames are skipped. Well, that's horrible. Oh my, I think I might be running on too high settings. Let's close some stuff down, shall we? Discord. Well, we're gonna need Discord. Let's remove this. We don't need to check the internet right now. Let's turn off the browser. And well, that's about it. Everything else is quite necessary. Let's see if we're gonna have, or last minute, 6 minutes ago, 8 minutes ago. Okay, cool. So it would seem that the skipped frame stuff was temporary, and we're gonna have a semi-smooth, if I check my camera movements, experience. Okay, so Emma, how are you doing? Can you see the game?
Yeah, I've joined and I'm waiting on you right now.
Ah, okay, cool. I was on the game settings, I didn't even check the players. Well, here you are. Chieftain Rögenwalder of Trondheimer. So let's see, where are you on the map? Where's the players? Players
I'm in
map mode.
Trondheim.
Trondheim! Okay, which kind of means if we check the Jura empires, it will mean that Scandinavia is for you. And I think my camera
Oh,
just stopped working. Go ahead, you were about to say.
obviously, Scandinavia is gonna be mine.
Yes. So now I have an option if I want to snitch off or like take away the Estonian thing. But I think what's most prudent here is it's also kind of replicating one of our test single player games, but I'm going to start Norse as well, and try to form Russia and see what I can do with that. Or still
As
though,
key.
maybe let's carry over the ah. Just it's so hard to not play as Estonia. It's so hard. I'm not sure even if I should be blocking myself. I mean, why not? Last game didn't go that well. So the idea is that when we're talking about changing the world, you get all of Scandinavia. Or do you? I would need to reform the faith. Let's just check the Slovianska holy sites. Can I see them? Why can't I see the holy sites? Yeah. Okay, I am going to choose Russia. That's that. Let's start as Holmgarder, which is quite big, which means I can help you. I will be Jarl Rurik, the troublemaker of Holmgarder. And game rules. Oh, that's something that I want to change. Is end date. I don't want an end date. The game would end in 1453 anyway, so it would just be end game score. But maybe we'll do everything, conquer the world before, or then we don't have to have trouble ourselves with waiting, and just fight it out in the end when there's just the two of us, or that if we are just shy of some other goal, then we can continue that. The game just won't have any more technologies. It will be kind of in a standstill, so we can just decide when it's over after there are some final shenanigans. Anything else is historical, and the game has begun. So, quite a new game. Let's see. Jarl Rurik, troublemaker of Holmgarder. 37 years old. He's a brilliant strategist, a forest fighter, and he's quick. He's gregarious, ambitious, just, and brave. So quite a few feats. Let's tag your character as well. I would like to check you. I already can check you on the player menu, but I just want to see what happens to you and your character and get that information. Okay, I'm gonna start the game on the slow speed of 1. So there's some stuff already starting happening. I'm gonna choose lifestyle. It's going to be martial. There's no doubt in that. The only doubt is that whether I should go strategy focus. No, I will go chivalry focus for prowess, attraction opinion, and knight advantage. I'll take that. Do we have a wife? I do have a wife. The wife is none other than Ingrid Björnsdottir, the daughter of Björn Ironside, the granddaughter of the famous Ragnar Lothbrok. My son, though, doesn't have a wife. Let's try to find a genius wife. Do we have a genius wife? Nope. Do we have an intelligent wife? We do have. Let's take Dobrava while she's available. Okay. An intelligent wife. Since Helgi himself is quick and the wife is intelligent, they can inherit either of those things, but there's a higher chance of having very good traits for the children. Good, good. Blessed union indeed. I can take concubines. Ooh, a 60-year-old concubine. That's just for fun. It's nothing to. It's not a very productive relationship for a king, so to speak. Every man for himself. The forceful knock on the door clears every bit of drowsiness from my mind. Who disturbs a Yara at this hour? Helgi, my son, needs to talk to me privately. He has discovered the secret about Chieftain Kyro. Okay, do I hate Chieftain Kyro? We get along quite well. He's my vassal. What is he vassaling? He's... The what now? Ah, Valdai. Yeah. So, he's there. He's not that powerful. Do I want a secret? And then my son won't owe me anything after the fact. Well, I will get stress in any case because I'm ambitious. If I let him off the hook, you think you can make demands? Tell me or else. So I kind of hit him and beat the secrets out of him. And I get stressed because I'm just, but I get less stress from letting him off the hook because I'm an ambitious guy. I don't want him to have less, or like I don't want myself to have less power. Okay, sorry Helgi. What do you mean? I'm your father? You think you can make demands? Tell me or else. So it seems that Kyro is an unbeliever. He does not believe in the Suomenesko faith, but I mean I don't believe it either. So how about my son? Nah, he's not permanently damaged. Not even an injury. Okay. I have too many holdings. How are your holdings? Just the one, yeah?
Just the one indeed.
Yeah, well, let me know if I can help you out with that at any point. I'm gonna check my military. I have 1800 soldiers, but I will have to raise some men
Wait, what?
at
You have
arms.
1800? I have 300.
Well, congratulations. I mean, Holmgarder is quite big.
Ah, you said as Holmgarder. Yeah,
Yes,
obviously then.
they're quite big indeed. Okay, I'm also Norse right now. I don't know if I'm going to actually change that fact, because maybe I will just keep on being Norse for a while so I can go raiding. I can always convert to the local culture. I would make the Russian Empire at one point, but I can be a Viking right now. Okay, the men-at-arms are slowly gathering. What will I do with my domain? It's too big. Let me think, what can I give off? Viangi. Velosara and Tikvin. Luki, where do you belong? To the Duchy of Luki, which does not exist. But I can create it. And I would give it to this guy, I guess, Chieftain Kyro. Yeah, he's a deserving guy. I'll do that. Will give me prestige. And I don't think I have to even give it away. You can create the Kingdom of Novgorod. Oh wow, already? Yes, I am mighty king now. Too many held duchies. No, okay, I'll give something away. Chieftain of Valdai. Grant. Titles. The Jarldom of Luki. Oh, I'm a king now. I don't have to give it away. But I'll just give... I'll give the Jarldom away. Then he'll be angry. Okay, I'll give it away. Just to make it more balanced. And he will love me now. He has plus 100 relations. That's only good. Let's check who we have on the council. The Riksgodi Grima is not... Well, she's not that good, but she's also the best there is. Chieftain Karhu. Okay, let's get someone good running my money business. Let's recruit Hostein. Quit court. Assign. Boom. And everyone else is super good.
Oh wow, you're stupid rich as well.
I am. I just spent like 500. Like I created the kingdom right now. What else? Adopt special succession type. Elective succession. Ooh, yes. Question of succession. The ancient ways of my people were best. Now that's a thing. That's kind of a thing that's really nice. That gives you a reason not to change yourself to a Russian, to the local culture. Is that the Norse culture can have special election laws, which can, it can backfire if you're not too popular, but it will give you more options to divide your country by selecting who's supposed to inherit it. Okay, I'll take the 60-year-old as a concubine. At least then I don't get the prestige loss for not having concubines. And we should have enough prestige to create a few more regiments. Or just increase this. Yeah, let's increase this to max. Maximum power. Heavy footmen starting off. I have 1900 soldiers. Let's see, what can I should have this place. Vodi should be mine. But he will not accept vassalage because we're of a different faith. Well, we're gonna fix that. We're going to fix that right about now by just declaring a war. Conquer county. I can because I can. Raise all here. Lead soldiers myself. Oh my god. Commander advantage 32. That's big. It's something that we can change. Okay, I'm gonna put the speed up to 2. Everything should be in order in the country. They're going to run away from me. But I'm going to just go and sit around their house and wait until it's over. A little autosave. It's only prudent because it there can be shenanigans, there can be crashes. Very few I've encountered, but it's only safe to not lose too much progress over it. So the siege is progressing. It will take about 9 months. Wow, that's long. How much soldiers do we need to keep it? Garrison 472. What if we split off a few troops? Let's say around... We'll leave around... that's too much. Is that these guys? Okay, we'll leave 700 men here and take the main force and go attack them. See if anyone's good at sieging. No one is good enough for a siege. Okay.
I have the same question. Is there anyone good enough for raiding?
Is there anyone good enough for raiding? Well, you can always start with your neighbors, I guess, if they're easy enough. I mean, you're Norse as well. You can go across the sea. The battle is going well.
Are all
poor as fuck, yeah. That's how it is. But yeah. I do recommend the strategies that lead your raiding armies yourself. So even if you go to a very poor target, you might trigger the event for completely ransacking it, where you have the options of stopping, which as a Viking will have a cost of piety, where you can say, oh, we've done enough. Or you can get immediately 70 gold. Or was it 30 gold? Well, you get the lump sum of gold and prestige immediately through the event, which is, if you have poor enemies, the main source of income. The Estonians just raided one of my vassals. I guess we're going to have to conquer them as well. Okay, when are they gonna hit there? 4 days. Ah, they will be just moving away. Just 1 day before. Amazing. But they won't be moving away when they go to my capital. I will catch them in a week. That is superb. Convert country. Oh yes, I would like to convert my country. I want... Wait. What would happen if I... Like, if I will stay Norse, so I could pillage, but I will change my faith. That would be interesting. Okay, we fought with them. Got them back. I'm gonna check if my raiding thing, it should come from my culture, right? Norse innovations, your culture, Norse culture, where is it? Culture has access to Longship's ability to raid overseas. Yeah, it comes from a culture, so as long as I don't change that, I can change to the local religion and start promoting that. What will I lose from converting? We'll be of different faiths with Suema. But most anything is the same. Of course, human sacrifice is out, ancestor worship, warmonger. Ooh, victory, enforced demands. So be it. I have Nyen to myself now. I don't have to deal with those pesky vassals. I think I can make war with Estonia now. I would need prestige for that. So I'm going to raid them first. Raise all as raiders. Who's leading them? I am leading the raiders. And Narva is a nice plum ready for picking. 15 gold and possibly more. But the back of the matter at hand, well, we don't necessarily have to be of the same faith. That's okay, but I will have different tenets. Where are the other faiths? Only Norse faiths. Where's Slovianska Pravda? So it has Sanctity of Nature, which increases building construction cost, but there's less attrition in forests. There's ritual celebrations, so feasts earn piety. That's very nice, that's very proper. And communal identity. So I think I will do that. Bring me bounteous plunder. I have sacked Narva. 30 gold, 75 prestige. Very good. Ah, my son, Klas. Klas Rurikid. May you grow to be strong and wise, my son. Yeah, I'm gonna change the faith. Convert to faith Slavianska Pravda. Total cost 250 piety. Your old faith will consider you hostile. Well, that's okay. I'll still get along with
That
Suema.
means we're gonna be... Yeah.
I mean, it's like you have your faith, I have mine. You know, that's okay. I want to carve my own empire out of this place. I want to make the Slavic empire. It's going to be huge. Let's see how huge it is. I can't check it out right now because I would then also have to change the culture, which I don't want to do right away, but soon. Let's come back. I have enough prestige to have the war with Estonia. Okay. Let's
You know,
disband.
adultery is criminal for both males and females in your faith.
Well, yes, which of course means that I can blackmail a lot more people because they're still gonna break their vows, and once I find out, it means I get money, or even, you know, I get them on a hook. Not necessarily a bad thing, but when the time comes, then I will. I can't conquer the duchy because my level of fame is too low. Oh my god. Okay, county it is. Narva first. Okay, how's the religion set up? Now that I'm at Slovianska Pravda, now I can check the map. Well, I could check it before already, but now, as you can see, there are many holy sites, and I think I'm going for these three. So, moving onwards toward Poland, trying to cut through the Baltics and take these three areas so I can reform, which is not going to happen during Rurik's reign. It's just probably too soon. Probably gonna die. But we'll see.
I just had my first war.
Oh, war you say? Oh, I can see. Attacking Chief Magnus. Ah, he's so weak. Wish you
But
blessings.
so am I.
Ah, but you're twice. He's twice as weak as you. Now,
I
why
have
the?
550 men, he has 500 men.
What? That much? Did I misread the situation? It says it has 200 men.
Ah, that was...
Maybe a few of his
Correct.
allies.
These were some... No, these were some uh, raiders, I think.
Ah, okay. Yeah, that will explain
No,
it.
it wasn't. It wasn't. It was them.
Hmm,
Did he have then mercenaries?
maybe. Oh shit, apparently Estonia and Livonia were allied. Oops. But I'm still gonna win because I'm such an awesome commander. Even though they're bigger than me. I'm gonna go make some prestige and piety and slay them on the battlefield. Okay, I have an advantage, although there are like less soldiers in my army. But not too big of an advantage. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. This is gonna be real close. Oh
We ain't
no.
allies.
Oh, I should have dodged. I should have dodged. It's a river crossing. Shit, 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 shit. Okay, retreat. Retreat. Oh, too late. Okay. It was a... Well, they lost more soldiers than I? Oh no, they didn't. Oh, no, no. Oh no, they did not. Okay. Need a new spy master. What happened to my last one? Weird. Okay, let's retask my marshal to decrease men-at-arms maintenance and train some commanders. would be changing the faith in Vodi. And they're already at Narva. Okay. Well, I'm gonna get back at them because they are sieging, which means their soldiers are not returning to their ranks. Meanwhile, mine are. And oh, I'm gonna show them. Let's switch out the commander so I can have a party. Deliver a speech about the unity to the crowds. We are stronger when we stand together. We're good. And let's host a feast during the war. Welcome, friends. Breaking horses. Horse riding. We're good. I lost some prestige, but that's okay. The feast ends. Keep me in your hearts, vassals. Okay, can I return to command? Yes, I can. That was a quick party. Celebrate our victory. Although it was kind of a defeat, but it's still a victory. Because I still hold Narva. I have more soldiers than he has now. And I don't know what... nothing can go wrong, I think. Chieftain Rögenwalder of Trondheimr is 40. But I think you won the war, didn't you? You did!
Yes, I did.
Very good. Moving up in the world. Okay, I have another son called Baldur. I think I'll name a gate in his honor. Okay, nothing special I can do right now. I could build a few buildings, but I don't have the money. So raiding after this war.
I need some money to get my first duchy.
Sounds like raiding. By the way, if you need to raid, and you can go quickly in and out, you can check the Bishopric of Canterbury in Wessex. It's right on the little nose here in what's that? Southeast Wessex, in the earldom of Kent.
It's just been looted.
Ah, it is. Yes, now that I check for it. But are there anything else? Well, this whole coastline can be quite productive. There are a few cities. If you're gonna lead the charge yourself, then you should make some money in no time and prestige.
Oh wow, I got twins.
Ooh, twins.
But they're girls.
Ah, very good. I have boys. Let's make alliances, man.
I have heaps of children.
Heaps of children. Very good. I'm gonna check it out as soon as I am done with this war. Why? I think I was at speed 3 for a while. It's almost automatic already. It's probably just my left hand doing whatever. Yo, Rafas. Welcome, Rafael. I like the other guy's voice. Sounds like a true man. Oh. Compliments and insults. It's a zero-sum game, isn't it? Ooh-wee.
Oh wow, we have quite some viewers.
Yeah, we do. And you're getting compliments on your voice.
Really? Where?
Yeah, in the comments. Unless it is yourself with an alt account or just with your main account. I mean, is it you?
No.
Yeah, of course not. Well, although when I talk on the stream, I don't tend to go so deep, then I guess it wouldn't go as a too big a surprise that we're both singing second bass in the choir, but Suema has a much lower voice. Quite impressive range indeed. Commander promoted. My Marshal Chieftain Karhu has been showing off a promising new recruit. Yes, Kalev
Ooh,
shall
wow.
me.
Should I become a witch?
Yes, I recommend it. If you want to. It's a roleplay thing. You can check all the goodies from hovering that thing. But I would recommend it because if you get your heir as a witch and enough of your dynasty as witches, you can start a witch coven, which kind of makes you like a witch king or a family of witch kings. Should be quite fun. It's kind of a thing that I want to do at one point, but I've been unable to because usually when I have the ability to become a witch, my family is so big that I can't turn all of them. Okay, I have Narva. Let's gain control there. Now, about that raiding. Raise all as raiders. And I'm going to raid. I'm going to raid Livonia because they're bastards. I hate them. I think Mari sounds like a right pretty lady. Go deep, just a little. Okay, I'll go deeper. Wow, I'm just reading the comments
That's
here.
what she said.
Yeah, ooh, damn. That's what Suema said. I really love the dynamic. I know anyone who doesn't follow Estonian will lose out on it. So in case you are watching the game, don't know anything about Estonian, then my stream partner right now, yes, stream partner, that's what we call each other. My stream partner is going by the handle in Estonian, Yo Mama. So it would create. So now you understand, now that I have explained and translated the joke, then it's funny, right? Tartu is being raided. But am I raiding? Yes, I'm raiding. Ooh, new perk. Absolute control. What the hell is absolute control? Special state of control enabled by the absolute control perk, denoting that the ruler has an iron grip over the population. Whenever control is at 100, it will instead display as absolute and give additional bonuses to taxes and levies. What the hell? And it would seem that I missed an
Lovely.
upgrade and I got 2 perks at the same time. What the hell? I never knew that it could be. Well, what do I have even here? This was something I start the game with. Serve the crown, natural dread 15, control growth. A man's home, control territory defender advantage 5. Enduring hardships, 4th level +1. Prepared conscription, army gold maintenance reduced, friendly territory levy reinforcement rate increased. Strict organization, increased control in county progress gain. Hard rule, dread gain +20% siege progress against revolts. Wow, I'm a ruthless ruler. Soldiers of lesser fortune, mercenary higher costs reduced. And now I'm an overseer. Wow, I never knew that it was so powerful. I never checked out that stuff. Wow. I don't think I'll be anyone else in this game than a huge martial guy who's just ruling everything. So absolute control, what does it do? Serve the crown plus 0.3 overseer monthly increase. Levies in the county are changed by +5%. Taxes in the county are changed by +10%. Amazing. I wonder, is it time to become Russian? I wouldn't
No.
be. You say no? You're gonna hate me even more when I'm not Norse anymore?
Yeah.
I see, I see. Too bad, too bad.
I am now a mighty Jarl.
Ooh. Let me see. Jarl Rögenwalder, yes you are. Congratulations. The Jarldom of Trøndelag. Nice. What you got there? Oh, let's check you on the map, shall we? Ooh. That's proper. It's Mary, Brandheimer, that, and there should be a third one. What am I missing here? Aren't you? Oh no,
I
not
don't
the third
have the
one.
whole dash yet.
Okay, okay, yeah, let's check. Yeah, yeah, I see. You also need Firda-fylki. Okay. Let's loot Lanema as well. Okay, that's okay. Some issues with sound, but the camera is stable right now, which is always a good sign. Oh, raiding Haapsalu! Yay! We're gonna get some money out of that place. 12 days, which is almost 12 seconds. So, a day, a second, it would take about 5 minutes a year at this speed, and only 7 centuries to go. Is that correct? Something like that. Until the official end of the game, which of course right now is delayed, or like it's at our own discretion when it's over. I think it will become somewhat boring when the technology is going to improve that much at all anymore. I think it's time to go back home with the money that we found. Yeah, let's go there. And fight on the way.
I tried to kill my biggest rival in the area, but I failed.
Hmm. Who's your rival then? What's
Upland.
what's his name?
Jarl Dag of Upland.
Jarl Dag of Upland. Okay. I'll check by Upland.
Upland.
Upland. I don't know if I can even write the. I can't. Okay, let's check the title. Find title. Jarldom of Upland. Ah, I see him. Jarl Dag. Okay, let's tag him. I want to see your progress in case you manage to kill him. Ah, he's 25 years old. He can just wait until you croak over. Oh, I should increase my crown authority. Or tribal authority. I don't have a crown per se. Okay, disband the soldiers. Let them recover a bit. And keep an eye out for any neighbors. Doing quite well. Kardariki has grown. Trøndelag has grown. Ah, yes, of course I was planning to see if we can arrange a marriage. So I have my son, Klas Ruriksson, he's 3 years old, and he's intelligent. And he's looking for a regular marriage, which would mean that you don't have any daughters available. Okay, you're all sons, aren't you? Well, why can't I marry Alfhildr? What's... Oh, I had the filter on, that's why. My bad. Okay, I can see that there's Victis and Alfhilder. And I think I will take Victis. And I will make the betrothal. And we will be allies then, so we can help each other in the wars. Excellent. I gladly accept your betrothal proposition. A proposition. Your son Klaas will be betrothed to my daughter Victis. Signed.
Hirdafylki wants to become my vassals, but I think I'm rather gonna conquer them.
So you can get the control. Yeah, if you want to.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's always an option. No sheriffs appointed. Lack of sheriffs. What? I have low control somewhere. Chieftain of Vodi and Narva. Okay, 2 years until the control is up in Narva. Let's try and get some juicy secrets. Let's check them out in Novgorod. Increase development in country. Increase development in Novgorod. Yeah, I would like to do that. The other thing, the other modifier, is that when your steward is increasing control in any of your provinces, it gives an extra option when you're raiding. If you raid and you lead the troops yourself, so, well, basically, yeah, 3 prerequisites. You're going on a raid, you lead the forces personally, your steward is increasing development in a province, you know, trying to work up the economy. And when the event triggers upon looting a province that you can do some extra looting, you have the option to take money and prestige, or you can opt in to kidnap slaves, skilled slaves, and get them to your capital. So whenever the process is ongoing, you can get like an instant boost. So whenever you're looking to increase development and you're on your rating, look out for that option. That's quite useful, especially since otherwise the increase of development is rather slow progress. Okay. Narva is almost under control, and by almost I mean less than half. It's not that good. I'm building something in Holmgarder. What am I building? A tribal hold. Okay. That's not too bad, actually. What else can we check? Low control, yeah, I know. Imprison Yekaterina. Can't do it right now. I don't have the authority. I guess I should go raiding then. I think I will. There's all those raiders. Where should we go? Let's go north. Let's go to Kakisalmi. So Narva, we have Narva. And they're not making too much for us because they've been raided and the control is low. Okay, are you at any wars? Yes, you are. Firðafylki being conquered. Let's check that. So all of Trandalog against tiny Firðafylki. They don't stand a chance, do they? Okay. Glad to see the control over the world is growing. In no time we shall have empires. Empires of our respective faiths, not intruding on each other's lands, except Estonia. It's going to be the Baltics are going to be a bridge toward between our two great empires. The common ground, but Russian. Okay, Sunyata, invite champions. No, I don't think I need more champions for money. Ooh, thanks for the follow, Sunyata. Sanyata? Sanyata001? I think I think that's the closest. That's the closest pronunciation I can get. Trying to assume. Thanks.
It's 2020. You can't assume anything.
Yeah, I can't assume. Well, I can. It just leads to trouble, which isn't as much related to 2020, but it's a law of the universe. Assumptions are your failure. You're gonna have to find out and verify, and that's about it. It's you can always base all kinds of decisions and understandings on your assumptions, and then it's just a matter of luck if you were close enough with that. So, but I do have some in Mahayana. Sunyata refers to the tenet that all things are empty of intrinsic existence and nature, the svabhava, but may also refer to the Buddha nature teachings and primordial or empty awareness, as in Dzogchen, Shentong, or Zen. Nice. Nice. Okay, there are 4 words that I know how to pronounce in that, or kind of, is Mahayana, Buddha, and Zen. Well, wait, that's 3 words. Well, I can't even count, right? Okay. Dzogchen Shentong. Very cool. Ah, learned something new. All things are empty of intrinsic existence and nature. I love it. I think it speaks to me, that concept. From Western philosophy, it relates to me about nihilism, that there's no inherent value in anything. The value is only perceived or created depending on the one who would value. So, hold dear what you want, because otherwise it just is. Interesting. A sensual proposal. Wherever I go, my daughter-in-law, Dobrava, is sure to follow. Oh no, my son's wife. Oh, it's all the time my son's wife is trying to bang me. Should I? I shouldn't. I really shouldn't. Or should I?
Are you gonna cheat on your wife?
I'm gonna cheat on my wife with my son's wife. It's good to be the king.
So you're gonna make yourself a grandson?
Yes, who's also my son. So the family tree is going to be laser straight and making loop-de-loops. I'll never tire of your smile, she said. Oh, what? It just automatically accepted it. Well, and I couldn't even read it, but it seems she liked it. I mean, like, there was just it was just a friendly conversation right now. It was, no nasty in the pasty. Not yet, at least. The way you say is the way. Oh, what's going on?
No nasty the pasty.
Oh yeah. Nasty in the pasty. It's from Futurama, actually. It's like a spoiler alert. Fry is his own grandson, or like he's his own grandfather. Both are correct. And to understand the context, I totally recommend you to watch all of Futurama in its entirety. Just like that. Ooh, new martial lifestyle perk. I will take it. What then? Stalwart leader? Or Bellum Justum? No, more like Stalwart leader, because the strategist Bellum Justum thing, I mean, it's only just one perk, but I don't have Casus Belli cost right now. I'm not feudal. That's a good, that's great, that's a big advantage to all of the tribal people. Okay. Oh, Estonia has been absorbed by Livonia, which kind of means there's a tiny king. There's a really tiny king, and they are not that strong. Ooh, I want that prestige up to illustrious so I can conquer the whole duchy. Okay. I need to make a lot of prestige. Let's try and make it by raiding. Not only raiding, I should host feasts and call hunts. So, as soon as I'm done with this raiding, there will be a hunt. It will give me prestige. I need prestige. To increase my level of fame, I need to make 1000 prestige. Until then, they're going to be just small wars for counties, which also take prestige. Okay, 11 days. How are you doing there? What's the case? No wars. I might dabble with speed 3 occasionally, but not too much, because if there's many events it can be overwhelming. So feel free to let me know if it's too fast paced or you need a timeout or anything.
I'm cool. I could go faster.
Cool, let's try it.
I mean, I just have a duchy. I don't have that much going on.
Yeah, I understand. I accidentally planned a raid on my own lands, so no, don't go overseas. Oh wait, you can go overseas, you're a raiding force. Yes, go. It's just a habit. It's like when you're at war, like actual war conquering, when you embark, you have to pay the fees, because you have to pay some people to build the boats or get you the boats or whatever, and get the guys to do the boat. You know, it's a cost of the ticket. Low control. Oh no, my supplies are done. Okay, enough of that raid. Let's heal. Now I have some money. Let's go on a hunt. Sound the horn. I should go on a pilgrimage as well. The white stag. I must have it. Yes. It will probably not happen in the span of just one event. I follow the white stag into the taiga, and almost unnatural silence hangs heavy over us, and the sudden sound of a voice startles me. My lord, there you are. And the stag is gone. God damn it. I will not know rest until I find it. I have to find the great white stag. I will not rest until it's done. Where can I raid next? Wait a minute. How much on a pilgrimage? Ah, I'm still hunting. Okay. Return home reinvigorated. But next time, in 5 years, maybe I can get that big white stag. I am going on a pilgrimage.
I just did the worst raid ever.
How bad was it?
I embarked onto a land of 2,000 soldiers while I had 600.
Ooh, maybe you can quickly raid them and get away.
I couldn't
Okay, I
because I
see.
embarked onto the army. And they
That's
also took my raid loot.
that's too bad indeed. That's quite unfortunate. That is unfortunate indeed. Would I want learning lifestyle experience? No, I don't care about it. Let's get to the pilgrimage quickly. I had an option to like take extra few months, like several months on the pilgrimage to get learning lifestyle stuff, but I know it's a good boon, but I don't care about it right now. I have some other stuff to do, and the other stuff is called conquering and prestige. Getting enough to actually make an empire at one point. Okay. Can I declare a war? I could subjugate him. Okay, it's good to be home. Subjugate High Chieftain. I would need 750 prestige. Okay. 750.
Yeah, all of my raiders got killed.
Damn, son. Can you make clear you don't get too strong enemies that are too strong?
I went
Yeah.
to UK as you recommended, and that's what happened.
Yeah, that's problematic sometimes. I'm gonna go and try and see, try and get something out of England myself. What the hell is Italy doing here? Okay, Italy is very close to England now. Just a tiny little part of France is Italy. Oh yeah, never change, Crusader Kings, never change. Okay. Okay, I see. I see. Yeah, let's check our progress. How much time until we get there? Will take 2 months. 2 months is not that big a wait when we're on speed 3. And let's hope there's not too many enemy forces there. Otherwise it would get quite problematic. The thing is that I'm not that weak. Sorry, no offense. I'm not that weak yet. Not weak anymore as my Norse brethren from Norway. Okay, I'm heading there. There are no enemy forces. I have 3k, so even if there are, it can be easier. It takes about a month to raid these places because they have some defenses actually. Very good. I'm just checking that Jarl Björn is focusing on the Onager, the cultural fascination, and I like that because I want that siege weaponry. There goes my camera feed. Let's rejigger the camera. There we go. It's a bit on the weird side. Okay. Need to get Okay. Now it's working. And raid complete. Continue on the coastline. The holding has been looted recently. Oh, I just made it at the perfect time. I came to England when the Bishopric of Canterbury can be raided again. Literally just a few months before. And onwards to money. Besides England, there's always something in the Netherlands, in Frisia basically, and in France. The coastal regions have quite a few cities. Ooh, someone's attacking me. What? Why would they do that? They attacked me with 3 soldiers. Okay. Three soldiers attacked me, and 1 man walked away. Amazing. What? Peasant uprising? Okay, I'm heading home. Canterbury has been looted. Has it been though? Didn't hear the sound quip because I wasn't looking at it. Okay. So head back home. Quickly to Narva. No, quickly to Holmgarder. How long? 3 months. I'm gonna wait until I tell the peasants. I'm gonna have to put you on hold. Ahti, you peasant. Please stand by until we deliberate. Neither Ahti of peasant revolt. Peasants lot is serve their lord. Rally the troops. Okay. So we're gonna... They're going overseas. What? What are you doing, you peasants? 50 days. We're gonna show you how we deal with uppity people. I'm gonna show you, peasants. So where am I now? 20 days away. Just past Saaremaa. Okay, there we go. There we go. They have consolidated their forces. And we're gonna defeat the rebellion in one fell swoop. Gonna get them. Not gonna be of an... They're not gonna be annoying us for much too long. And then we're gonna also see what we'll do with the pesky peasants. And the war is over. Can I execute you? Can I? I gain 25 piety. Of course I'm going to execute you for the uprising. Bye-bye, Ahti. That's what happens. Okay. And Chieftain of Narva. Increase county control in Narva again. Or still, I mean, they didn't complete. There was an uprising. Designate a guardian for my son. What is he learning? He's becoming a martial. He has a martial education, so I will teach him myself. I think I'm the best guy in the whole kingdom to actually teach how class should fight. Okay, no armies raised. Jarl Dog is still alive, but not feeling so well. Severe penalty to health. I wonder if that might be a plot or something. family hierarch. Okay, Jarl Rögnvalder is an adequate bargainer and dedicated to his family. Interesting. Very interesting. Host a feast. Yes. Yes, I want the prestige. Also, I will make notifications. I'll turn on notifications in case there are hunts or feasts available, because I would like to milk that system for the prestige. The prestige. Disaster strikes. Okay, lose 50. Yeah, I'm gonna lose 50 gold to get some extra wine because they ran out of wine at the party. Oh no. I'm gonna get some extra. Solid judgment. What have I done? Oh, I spit out the secret about Chieftain Kyro being a non-believer. Ooh, what have I done? Oh no. Until next time. Oh, that reminds me. Maybe I can tell my vassals that, hey, you should be totally of my faith. Oh, they already changed faith. Right, that's what the screen said. I converted to Slovianska Pravda. And everyone else did as well. Is that correct? Yes, it's very correct. Yes, you might even say it's politically correct.
No.
I mean, it's only correct. I mean, like, if I have a religion, then anyone under me has to have the same religion. I mean, that's how things are. Different time, different politics. Chivalric dominance, knight effectiveness plus 55%. Or courtship. Yes, chivalric dominance. That's a better perk right now. At this moment. Okay, very close.
And I got another set of twins.
Ooh, you have tons of children,
Girls.
I think. You have 12 children. Oh my god. That's almost 2 rows of children. Amazing. Despite our best efforts, my agents have yet to uncover any secrets here at court. I do not believe we will ever find anything either. There is less going on here than a graveyard at noon. Well, keep it up. Keep it up anyway. I think it's one of those it's one of those pop-ups that should be just the minimized version, telling you that we didn't find anything, there's probably nothing here. It just means that they didn't find anything. It still doesn't mean there's nothing there. Okay. I think my poor computer is having trouble processing everything at the same time. For a long time I was on a full HD screen. It burnt out in the last week basically. It's gone now. 8 years of service. I have a new screen which is 1440p resolution. I hope you know. If you don't know about resolutions and you're watching this, it means the pixel height. Full HD is 1080p, and the issue with it is that just the screen is better. I don't have an upgraded GPU, no graphics card improvements whatsoever. So right now I think the camera is having slight delay because I have 2 screens. One's rendering higher than before. It means extra weight on the graphics. And the processor is another bottleneck trying to handle everything. So if my voice and picture is off, then It's usually rather annoying. So I might have to start playing it at a lower resolution just to mitigate that. Which isn't the worst. I can still have my fun in single player. Okay, 751 prestige. You know what that means? I can start a war. I can start a war to subjugate High Chieftain Tutkas. I'll show you, Tutkas.
I just executed Gandalf.
He will return stronger than ever before and in a slightly lighter garment. Okay, I'm going to war. I'm going to war for Estonia. Raise all here. Maybe I should lead the forces myself. Just maybe. Okay, Tartu is first to go. Ah, I should have get a little bit, just a little bit more prestige. I'm losing 1.5 per month and I only had 2. Ooh-wee. I hope there will be battles soon, because battles would give you prestige. Why am I at war with Finland as well? Because I didn't check the allies again? Nice. Classic. Classic. Okay, maybe I can put someone else to lead the forces when I'm not fighting. Someone who can siege better. Very good. And now we wait. And we're in negative prestige. Amazing. Don't have any events right now. What would give me prestige as well? Acquaintance taken prisoner. What? Ah, it's just an acquaintance though. Not family. Who cares? Okay. The battle for Estonia rages on. The forces of Gardariki are sieging Tartu. And they have gone around and trying to besiege my cities. Where are they going? That's an interesting path. Are they going? Ah, they're landing there. Okay. Pneumonia! Holy shit! No, I don't. I can't die now. Okay, I need to get the court physician. I'm getting a pneumonia. Okay, I can't lead the forces right now. I need to stay alive. Well, I don't necessarily need to, but it would be nice. So let's spend some money on the best doctors money can buy. Do no more than what's... It's too late for caution. Or, yeah, let's be careful. Oh no, pneumonia even worse. Oh god, I'm gonna die. Am I gonna die? Health dying. Oh no. Goddamn medieval times. Die of pneumonia even you're a very strong, capable military leader. Well, at least the heritage is safe. My son, Helgi, is... He's a skilled tactician. He has children. And he's also ill. No, God. No. This can't be happening. Can't die right now. Not my whole family. At least there are like child kings or queens that will rule Gardariki when I'm gone. And when my son is gone. Hopefully, it won't come to that. We're gonna survive. We're gonna fight through this. Espionage lovers. Haha. Kilembolanema. Ooh, okay. Secrets, finally. Some secrets. Some saucy secrets about lovers across these countries. I can't do anything with them right now, but it's good to know when the occasions should arise. This is going to be the first battle that I am not where I am not going to lead the forces myself. But that's okay, I have a capable military engineer at my disposal. And instead of attacking them, I'm actually going to siege their capital. Let's see if the pneumonia... let's see if I will survive pneumonia and actually can get back to the fight. And I died. I'm dead. I'm playing as Helgi. King Helgi. You big king. So, let's go with Marshall. He's on a different tree completely. Living off the land. Okay, chivalry focus. Your brother Jarl Klas Ruriksson is your new player heir. Interesting. Active election. Yeah, let's go with my half brother. The voting thing is so good. That's something like that's why I don't want to change from Norse. Is that I can actually designate, or like I can make sure that my player heir is the guy who's going to inherit. And that's so incredibly important, because you might lose the game when you're, or like you can lose your lands or your titles when for inheritance rules your player heir is not the one who will inherit all of the lands. Wait a minute, I want Kalev to ride at the siege right now. Let's go faster. Wait, let's not go faster. Let's go on a slightly lower speed because I need a spy master who hopefully doesn't hate me. Let's try this guy. He doesn't hate me too much. A better marshal. Hurmadev. Okay, I'll take you, Hurmadev. Assign. And Chancellor can be Chieftain Boris Ingvarovich of Pskov. Okay, that sounds good. Any better stewards? Not specifically, but a little bit. They will waste 10 gold, so I'll make do with what I got. I'm not gonna change up that too much. The siege is progressing well and we can go to fast pace again. So much for Rurik. Okay, who are my children? Oh, I have a daughter. Sigrid Helgisdottir Rurikin. I also lost some forces due to the fact that my brother inherited some stuff. Ah, I lost to trait ill. Very good. So I'm not gonna die after all. Okay, let's see. Low county control. You can ransom Urmas, Kohta, Haapsalu. Ah, but they don't have the money. You can negotiate an alliance with Jarl Klas. I will do so. Not endorsed by your Volkv. Okay, let's try and sway. Very good. My brother promised to aid me in wars. Just in case. When I need to. Do we still have an alliance? Are we allied? Allied to Jarl Klas Ruriksson. What? You're not allied to me. You're allied to my brother. Okay, I understand why that's the case. Because he's the one who's going to be married. So I'm gonna make another betrothal proposition soon. I'll handle this war.
You know I have enough children.
Yeah, I know. I don't have to worry about that. Okay, let's see. Jarl Rögenwalder, who hates me even more. But that's okay, because you're a human. And you're open to discussion. Arrange marriage. Okay, maybe my daughter, Sigrid Helgisdottir Rurikid. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to offer up my daughter to your Rögenwalder, maybe? Is he your heir? No, he's not your heir, so that's okay. But what's the age difference? 3. I would rather get somebody of the same age. Like Örvar.
Rögenwalder is gonna get a part of the name, and he's gonna get killed once my main character dies.
Okay. Cool.
Because I have Confederate petition.
I'm gonna offer a matrilineal, because you have so many sons and daughters that, you know, so you have to kill a few of them. And I will try to increase my family. So I'm gonna put off a matrilineal marriage between Örvar and Sigrid. Let's see. This should be fine. Excellent.
Our forces are now similar.
Ooh. Don't get any fancy ideas. I mean, we're friends after all.
Or that's what you wanna think.
Well, allies. I mean, allies. Okay, yeah, let's not kid ourselves. Don't let yourself be deceived. Ah, my camera is really off. Let's try and... Okay, that's better. No more green screen issues. Just a few from the side. See if we can stabilize it even further. That's better. That's slightly better. There we go. Six months to siege. That's okay. I can do that. I still have money and prestige to actually survive the war. Takes 5 months. Siege takes 7 months. Very good. I'm low on supplies though. I should head back soon. Deliver a speech about unity. A brawl? Might as well join in. Or what? Yes. I'm wounded now. No. I tried to talk about unity and it, you know, everybody started fighting and I got beaten up. Ouch. Ooh, epic war music started for me. Okay, 3 more months in this siege. They will take 5 months, which means I can get to them. Very good. We're winning this war. Imprison Anna. I can't imprison her. Still don't have money for Urmas. Okay. One more month. One more month of siege. And then we can have a glorious fight. Then we'll have to return or split our forces and rest a bit. There's just not enough supplies. Okay, just a bit more. And the siege is over quickly. Let's scare them off. It would be best if they will start walking away because I'm going towards them. Because I have no more supplies. There's attrition now. And they're walking off. That's very good. Now I just have to split my forces. 17, 20. Let's send off enough guys here to the neighboring province. And now we're gonna wait until our supplies are going up again. But we scared the enemy forces off, so they haven't regained their capital. There seems to be some infighting as well. I don't know if they're raiders or... Oh, it's a peasant revolt. Their peasants also are having an uprising right now, which is only good for me. Now, Queen Dobrava is pregnant. Yay, more children. Which of course means that we're gonna lose more lands every time we're gonna die, and the children are, and the domain is going to be carved up and divided between the children. Okay, now what? I have supplies. Oh my! I actually have a good trait. What's that? Organizer, movement speed, holy warrior, skilled tactician. Where does it say so? Oh, it doesn't. Where is that a perk that I have? Living off the land. Supply capacity plus 200. Oh my god. That's so good. The martial lifestyle trees are just so powerful. All of them are so good. Living off the land, supply capacity plus 200%. I mean, like, plus 200% means 3 times as much supplies as you can, which means like you can get it up to 300 and then just, you know, go crazy. Okay, so that's good enough. Emerging lunacy. Oh no. No, I'm gonna go mad. Oh, I'm seeing things. Oh no, not like this. I'm a lunatic. No. I'm seeing things. Ah, this is horrible. This is horrible. No. Ah, okay, okay. I'll just have to deal with it. I'm a lunatic. Oh, oh my. Let's try to do away with this war quickly. Okay, what does it do then? I'm a lunatic, but it's not inheritable. I just went mad. Or like, I am the seer, so it's understandable. Okay, they're coming to reclaim. Trying to siege the capital again. Which is okay. They can try. A son! Ketilmund! May you grow to be strong and wise, Ketilmund. Well, since I'm a lunatic, but it's a health trait, I'm not mad or insane, or like sometimes lunatic can be inheritable when I'm born with that trait, but I got it like after, kind of like after birth, you know. It developed later on, which should be okay for all of my children. That they don't have that trait. I can attempt suicide. No, I do not want to. I might be mad But life goes on. What you gonna do? You're just gonna have to party a bit more. So how is Rögenwalder doing? Okay. You're rather mighty. Ooh, another perk. Wow, these perks come fast. Hit and run. Heavy infantry damage. Yes. I want that. Unlock it. I think I'm gonna win this war just by occupation, because I'm going to take over Lanema in 20 days. Then I should have enough score to end this war. Five days. 3, 2, 1. And boom. Enforce demands quickly. So be it. Oh yeah. Gardariki is big now. So can I disband all of my forces? I can. Well, there are raiders though. Ah, but the raiders are off already. They're off. So what happened is Yardam of Livonia now answers to me. What can I do? I can go on a pilgrimage. I don't have the money right now.
And bloody Sweden has been formed.
Ooh, there's Sweden. It's Kingdom of Sweden. King Björn Ironside is going strong.
And straight to the north of Sweden is strong Orietir.
Okay, let's ransom some prisoners, get some money. I can create the Kingdom of Estonia! Woo! I just need the money. Realm will lose land when vassal dies. Your vassal, High Chieftain Tutkas, holds titles that will be inherited by rulers who are not your vassals. Well, I guess we're gonna just have to... Well, let's see. Yardam of Livonia. Go to Ahas of Lives. Hyp Lanema. House Lanema. Is he House Lanema as well? Okay, I just have to kill High Chieftain Elmer of Latgallians, or make the Latgallians also. I will have to conquer them as well.
Seriously? I'm missing only prestige to upgrade my tribal hold.
Time to go on a hunt. So how much for this guy? I'm going to offer him vassalage if I form the Kingdom of Estonia. Or can I? What does the kingdom hold?
Why is the speed only 1?
Oh, that's my bad. That is my bad, and I will increase it. I will tend to him. The unicorn is escaping. What? We're hunting a unicorn. Amazing. We're gonna go hunt the unicorn, and we're not gonna wait for my stupid vassal who got who tripped and hurt his leg. Faction created against me. You ungrateful bastards. Okay, I'm gonna go on a raid. Show everyone how cool I am. Okay, I have enough armored footmen. Let's get some bowmen as well. And let's keep a bit of those forces in reserve. Hey! Ah, I didn't notice even. Sorry for that. The Kievit says, your dude kinda looks like a piece of meat being slapped. Invade him, take his land, then put someone there who is your true loyalist goon. I think you're seeing a unicorn because you're mad. Oh, yeah. Good points on all accounts, actually. Um, considering your dude kind of looks like a piece of meat being slapped. I mean, I mean that's a mighty beard, wouldn't you say? That's a hell of a beard there, and look at that man, he's big. Um, invade him, take his land, then put someone there who is your true loyalist. That's true. That's something that I aim to do. Right now, this guy, I don't have power over him except that I defeated him in combat, so now he answers to me. That's basically it right now. I'm going to improve on that. We're going to increase control, certainly. But the idea with him is that I could declare war, and to conquer the duchy, I would need prestige, if I can. But, oh, your level of fame is less than illustrious, so I could conquer him, but I can't conquer him because I don't have the necessary level of fame. I can't invade the kingdom because I wouldn't want to. It's such a small thing. I could get Chieftain Oz's claims. Interesting. I could subjugate him. Again, prestige cost, but also there's only one subjugation per lifetime, so I probably wouldn't want to do that. What's with that? Okay, that's better. So I don't want to do that right now. Chieftain. I think what I want to do is form. What I want to do is I want to get prestige. To put it short. The challenge. I'm sparring with one of my soldiers, sweat banding on my forehead, when I experience the uncanny sensation of being watched. Looking over my shoulder, I spot my champion, Kalev, eyeing me while nonchalantly swinging his sword back and forth. My king! Kalev's words boom across the courtyard. Would you not prefer to test your skills against me instead? Challenge accepted! And I was humiliated. I lost prestige. Oh no. He used a dirty trick, the bastard. Ah, frustration throws me off balance. I make an ill-advised lunge and my opponent strikes me to the ground. That crooked curl, or churl, I think it's churl. CH is churl in English, yes. I have to, oh, I'll show him. Wait, Kolev, he's one of my soldiers. Oh, I can't blame him, he's a better fighter. I just have to take it, you know. And now I'm negative prestige, so raiding it is. Raiding it is. Let's start raiding from here. Raise all the raiders. Lead the forces myself, very good. The beard gives him +10 defense in pugilist fights. Yeah. Also, by the way, you're seeing a unicorn because you're mad. That's a very good observation. It's probably that. I didn't think of it actually. If you get his claims, you will have a truce. I think claims you will get are unpressed, so your heir won't have them. Kind of, yeah, but I didn't claim right now anything. I don't have claims unless I make some political marriages there. But let's first send someone. Let's go to tribe of Slupsk. It's not that far. Oh, there's some stuff on the way. So let's go along the coastline as long as we can. Also, thank you for the follow. Forgot to mention that. Thanks for the follow, Kievit. I think doing that would be pointless if the claims are unpressed. Yeah, that's kind of what's happening here. That I don't have a specific claim on these lands. I never was mad in this game, but I assumed would be logical. Yeah, I understand. It's quite a rare condition as well. It's usually would strive to not get that kind of stuff. Sometimes you can get possessed in certain cultures, or depending on the event and lifestyle choices, but it's not a everyday occurrence.
By the way, in real life, I actually have a more epic beard than your guy.
Sorry, didn't hear that.
I actually have a more epic beard in real life at the moment than your guy in game has.
Ooh, what? Even more epic beard. Ah. By the way, if you want your character to reflect how epic your beard is in real life, do go to the uh, barber
Barber.
shop. Yeah, get to the barber. Get the mighty beard. Are you from Poland? No, actually not. We're playing close to home. Both me and Suema, who's playing here as Trandalog, are actually from Estonia. So let's see. Let's get the Duchy of Estonia. Oh no, let's get the Kingdom of Estonia. It's basically this. I mean, don't disregard the Riga part. I mean, we're from Estonia. Actually, my last campaign, the first campaign when the game launched, I did it in Estonian, kind of first off for my friends, and excuse me, and to celebrate the launch of the game and the fact that you can play in a historic setting so close to home and try to make something out of that. Kinda came home right now. I'm very tired. Was working for school. Still have to write my thesis. Almost structure everything. What do you think of Arvo Pärt? Oh, well, first
That's
off,
not usually not the first thing that guys say about Estonia.
yeah, I think it is because, well, first off, I mean the fact that people know about Arvo Pärt just shows actually. I mean, like definitively, empirically, outside the actions, the work of Arvo Pärt speaks for himself. He's a well-known, well accomplished, and really acknowledged composer. And I think, not only talking about his music, his not only about his art and work. If you look into the material where he teaches or kind of like gives these lectures or talks about or explains what's behind it, or like how he how he chooses every note, and the strength and the melody, and the emotions behind it, you can kind of see the genius of the man. And it's really beautiful. So if anyone hasn't heard anything from Arvo Pärt, classical music, a traditional centuries of tradition, of course, as a setting or as a genre, do try it. It's interesting. There's it's also very spiritual music. There's lots of ideas about faith, inspired inspired by the Bible, inspired by his own personal faith, and even disregarding that, it's just unique. It stands on its own as well. So it's a very personal thing for him to share. So what's Fire and Blood? Yeah, talking about nice things. Here I am, looting and pillaging and all the other fun stuff that you do to others without asking their permission, like killing them, and maybe not killing them, but taking them as slaves. Bring me bounteous plunder because I want gold and prestige. Now I am on the positive side of prestige. Oh man. Okay, I read about how he created on certain religious music genre. It got implemented to strengthen nationality, so dissidents from the Soviet Union collective nationalism was made more stark to show opposition against the Soviets, changing churches into museums of atheism. Okay, yeah, I kind of follow the points.
Talking about Tintinable?
Sorry, what did you say?
I think the musical genre is Tintinable.
Okay, that's interesting. I'd have to look it up and check that as well. It's just the key of it from the comments was talking about the like the cultural context as well. Yes, back during the Soviet times, yes, there was it was mandatory atheism. It was the churches were there. They weren't torn down or anything, but they were. It was less favorable to focus on that. So of course people had the opportunity to be or like to go to church to keep their religion, but it was looked upon with a certain disregard because that wasn't the way of the totalitarian system. Sorry for the typos I made. I'm kind of tired. Yeah, no worries. Don't worry about it. I think like the message coming through. Like, correct me if I didn't get everything. So yeah, of course, like Arvo Pärt, he's been around for a long time, and certainly this kind of art. It's a really good. I mean, it's an important outlet when you're being repressed for your beliefs or if your freedoms are repressed. So of course, you would say that in that setting it was quite countercultural. It was countercultural phenomenon, and I would say that there's a certain part of how to say, like it's brave. You could call it's brave and whatever to do that and then try to be, but honestly it's just people trying to be themselves and making art that's coming from their heart. So it's certainly easier right now, and I'm actually glad. It's a beautiful thing to see that this is not hidden behind a huge like a huge system that doesn't care about people, but it spreads in the world. So Arvo Pärt can not only have to do it here, but can go around the world. That's only good. Can we go and raid this place? Yes, we can, and we will go because we're in the money-making business. Gardariki is becoming bigger and bigger. Kievit says, yes, it was a reactionist movement. This shows that not all nationalism is virulent, but nowadays the most dominant notion. Yeah, it's certainly part of this discussion, whereas it's a fuzzy thing, and human, like mankind and human individuals, both individual and collectively, tend to, or like the human brain tries to make categories of things with like concrete things, us and them, and what's colliding, but it's actually a fuzzy field of overlapping values. So you would have someone who's a proud nationalist and he's a complete asshole and he wants to dominate and he wants to take away from others and just from themselves. But there are people, like most people, just are happy with their heritage. They want to share it. They want to, they want to use it because it's their way of life, and they're not, proposing anything else. So it's problematic because those fields are not actually uniform, but you get the tendency where people, it's always like, if you're not doing the things my way, or if you're not defining nationality my way, then you're against me, or vice versa. So it's it's the human condition in that way. Kivit says nationalism has a pejorative in this modern world now. Well, kind of because of that. It's like it's kind of related to also the concept of patriotism, the nationalism, and whether you're, I would say, whether you're fundamentalist about it. Kind of the way is like when we're like when Estonian, in the Estonian context, when Estonians talk about freedom, it's like we are going to be free, deciding our own path. You know, we're talking about freedom, but if that freedom means that we decide that our society is less free, then it's talking about different like nuances of what freedom. Usually it means just independence, or as in like being a sovereign state, telling that telling to others that this is how we do it. But it's not on the same. It's not even on the same axis, I would say, or like on the same scale of two ends, because that's a whole nother axis of personal liberties and freedom in that context. And being free or determining ourselves what happens collectively is always colliding with what actually all those different people with their all those different values would want there. So I can understand that. I I consider I consider myself a person who really likes where I come from. I like my native tongue. I like I like the rich history of the geographical location here, which my own connection to is actually quite different. I mean, people talk about being, oh, we're Estonians or whatever, being pure Estonians. There's really not that much of a thing, because like someone's talking about, I don't know, some people do talk about genetical purity or like heritage or whatever. But you go back 2 or 3 generations, some people track their history back centuries because they know who their forefathers and mothers were. But if you look into that, you will find that there are many people from many different backgrounds and nationalities. And so I'm myself. I'm born here, like many generations before me had Estonian citizenship, and citizenship is certainly a thing that people can adopt a country and a setting, and that was done before me by my great grandparents and such, and afterwards it gets muddy because there's not that much details, and in that case, I think it's more important for people to understand that if what you get from history, what you get from both people, both your parents and your family and your heritage, and the location and what kind of relation it has to different systems or countries. It's not like a black and white situation, and I don't feel, or like I don't want either for nationalists to be pejorative, but it's kind of because a lot of people who declare themselves nationalist, a lot of people who would like to define nationalism, bring in lots of these values, which are are basically degrading or trying to get this kind of like a special status. So it's not an easy discussion. It's certainly not easy, and people who are not so aggressive, fundamentalist, or radical about their heritage or nationality, you still get under the same label. Like if you want to be nationalist and declare it out, people are gonna think, oh no, uh, you know, it sounds bad, but that's what happens with everything. That's what happens with every category. So even all the other systems or whatever ideas, they have the same problem. Even if you focus on I don't know, focus on a better world or whatever, more abilities for everyone, more liberal world, and then you're gonna have trouble because there's some idiot somewhere being radical about it. In any case, let's see what you've been up to in the comment section. Not that I'm a nationalist or anything, but I don't like it when people misinterpret it or spread disinformation about it. Nationalism goes to fascist, then how you describe it. German Baltic aristocrats, Crusader descendants, Russians migrating, etc., etc. Yeah. Well, I guess so. It's like, I think the examples from history is certainly related to just like hierarchies or of power, or the idea of family, heritage, and nationality is very strongly related to a hierarchical form. So the theory is kind of that either you provide, like if you're going for well-being or just a pluralist, a multicultural situation where you don't have to be special with removing someone else's ability to be special, or saying they're less special or something like that, then people can still, carry on with their heritage and go wherever the world, and feel Estonian when they're living in Toronto, or feel Estonian when they're living in any kind of place in the world. Like, go wherever, but you have this unity and heritage, or feeling of belonging somewhere. What's going on? Uninvited. One of my agents has acquired deadly spider and arranged for a servant to hide it in Åke's bed before dark. What the hell? Am I trying to kill someone? I've been trying to murder someone. Why? What? You were wounded by Lesh while leading your troops in battle. Ooh. Okay, I hope you're not afraid of spiders. Well, let's try to get him killed. I mean, like, we went so far. Send for a physician. Oh my. Battles. And Åke has survived the deadly spider's bite. Although the spider attacked, the physician was quickly called and managed to stop the venom from spreading. Disastrously, the servant who planted the spider was found and my involvement was revealed. Oh no. Time to scatter away as a spider myself. I think I need to return home. I'm gonna pay Linda to become my court physician, and I'm going to come back home with the loot I have. Injured, time for treatment. Do no more than what is necessary. Healing, yes. Linda upended a bottle of wine over my wound. The pain was beyond anything the injury itself has brought me. Please bear it, my king. It's necessary to dispel the foulness within. Okay, yeah, let's pour some alcohol on the wound. Yeah, classic. I mean, it's a known disinfectant, not used these days, because if other methods are available, because just alcohol also dries the wound, so in the process of healing it's not as good. But as far as medicine goes in the 9th century, Anno Domini, that's not too bad, not too shabby. Okay, did you study something along the lines of history or politics? To answer that quickly, yes, in the sense that I take my personal studies with great interest. I haven't spent time or chosen my career path or like higher education on the path of history or politics so far in my life. But I have a great interest in that myself. I think a good example of it is that I'm very interested in strategy games, in history games. They very well describe what was happened. It's a good learning tool. It's learning by entertainment or through entertainment. So when it started with playing Civilization 4 was my first Civilization game I played. I would just read all of the encyclopedia stuff. I would, I would go to school to the history lesson, sit in the back seat and play Europa Universalis, and then I would be the guy who would know where Bohemia is on the map, because I would just play around with it, and when something was when I didn't know something, I would look it up. So my personal studies have gone quite far in that sense.
You're not the only one with that kind of stuff up.
Yes, that's cool. And I mean, like, I recommend it to everyone. I think, personally, I think it's absolutely important, basically for every human being on this earth, to look up not only their own history, but the histories of all the other peoples, to understand better, because once you do that, you will see that everyone who doesn't do that is stuck in a loop where they do the same thing forever, and in that cycle there are good parts, and in that cycle there are bad parts, and you can't have an escape route out of that loop otherwise. So I do recommend. I'm back home. I will disband the army and regain the composure a bit. So until I'm healed, I will not go to more raiding. I don't want to die. So up next, you are describing the duality of the terminology of a nationality. So for instance, is the demarcation of the area itself and the ethnicity is also an element of how you would define nationalism? I think so, yeah, because it's not set in stone. I think what you're describing, what I'm describing, is the fact that this is constantly being defined both by institutions related to the state and the people themselves to carry those values, or who identify with a certain culture or a nationality. So, as you mentioned the Baltic Germans before, I jokingly say that, Germans were the ones who invented being Estonian. The Estonian nationalists came from people who already were from a different culture. They were living here because the local population were being colonized by those nations, basically. And they were here. They understood that there's something beautiful here. They become Estophiles. They were really taken in by the local culture, and they started to fuse them together. Estonian culture has had great influence. Modern Estonian culture has had great influence from German culture. Yes, there's Swedish Empire stuff, there's Russian Empire, and then we're talking about like 1,000 years ago, like in this game, and the ancient battle for independence and whatever. This kind of stuff is us now looking back and trying to put our dear values there. But these are made up by the people. There's nothing wrong with that, but that's the nature of it. So if Germans living here can make up being Estonian, and suddenly 100 years later it's a thing for people who are born in that system, that's, well, I think it's a nice thing. I think it's beautiful, because you can keep your heritage even if you don't have your country, but it's a lot simpler and it's a lot easier to keep your heritage strong if no other country is thinking that maybe you need to be more like us, and we're going to delete you from existence and we're going to make you look like us. So it can be a very beautiful thing, and it can be a very important thing. So, coming from that, it's something that certainly is not set in stone, and if it changes in decades, it's very important that actually people who carry that heritage decide what to do with it. And you can't do it alone. There's like no one person going to tell everyone else how it's going to be. It's kind of like a discussion. And as we know, it doesn't have concrete answers. There's no final answer to what it means to be a true Estonian. It's all of us, all nationalities, trying to describe what we're going to do right now, and maybe we change some things up so it's better, so it's more survivable. Let's start a feast meanwhile. There's going to be a feast and also a peasant uprising. So to focus on this...
It dropped to 1 again.
Yep. And it's going up again.
Have a really like deep conversation.
Yeah, I think it went to 1 because I had like 5 things happen at once, and I needed to regain some composure with the forces, but I didn't put it to up to 2. Throw Wojtek out to cool off or restrain Gyro. Who do I like more? Volkov, Wojtek or Gyro? Restrain Gyro until things calm down. Let's do that. And we won the war. Let's kill. Let's execute. Spend 100. Okay, we're not gonna execute him then. Spend all. The conversation partner. Please do go on. Interesting conversation is a very good boon to have in this game. A good talk about an interesting subject does really get the brain going. I mean, kind of, yeah. But it's important to have a balance, not lose a peasant war while having an interesting conversation. Do go on. Are you into exact sciences right now? I have to choose my study direction in university. I'm very much into exact sciences as a personal point of interest. When I attended university, I majored in English language and literature because I like language as a tool. I like literature, I like history, so it was spot on for me. But as a minor, I went for physics actually, because I realized that I can, like, usually these goes in tandem, like main big thing and specialize in the small thing as a minor. But as soon as people told me that you can basically pick whatever, and if you can make the schedule work, then that's basically it. On other reasons, I basically I didn't finish my studies. I had some big changes in life, health issues cropping up, and it really changed my life at that moment. And since then, I've been focusing on working. But my personal studies, as I said, have not gone anywhere. So even throughout then, I have both like knowledge in history, but the last 3 years basically I focused on studying the natural sciences, basically physics, quantum physics, and the physics of the subatomic world. The words, they're really hard, and they get even harder in that concept. You only need to look at the map of the development of the Kingdom of Spain to understand why Catalonian people want to separate themselves from Spain now. Kind of, yeah. It's a good example. I like Crusader Kings for the fact that although it's a game and there are gameplay decisions that take precedence over history, but the setting is historic. And if you're in the world of cultures and religion and power and heritage, like this game shows, it can really show you, like, this whole approximation of the world. It's looked through the lens of modern ideas of nation states, which is like, it's the last century basically, in that sense. But it's just families. Let's check the dynasty map mode here. I can't. Wait a minute, somewhere. Lineage, cultures, fates.
I see you commented on English skills. Well, most young Estonians have very good knowledge of English.
Yeah, that's true. And I mean, like for you, Suema, like, where did you get your English? What's your way to knowing so much English? Like, both the necessity and also the form, how it approached you. Like, did you study it from the first grade, or did you know English already before going to school?
Well, I started off by learning something from cartoons and computer games before school, and started learning English in school in second grade. And when I was in third, I was already working my first summer in Norway, where I had to understand stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and so it went.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So some like experience, both through entertainment as well. It's quite similar for me. I understand that games are and computers are something that, as a baseline, are in English. And no offense to all the people who work to translate all these systems to Estonian, but I abhor computer systems in Estonian. There are so many words that they had to make up to call all of those functions, which were much easier coming from the English language. So it's kind of learning a new technical language just to use a computer system in that. And if you learn it, that's cool. But I prefer English because of that. I mean, you can understand it more easy. Um,
Take a guess on what I'm learning right now.
I don't know, Microsoft Office in Estonian. Anything else? What are you learning? You mean like in the
Luckily, not Microsoft Office, but I actually went back to school. Not
Okay,
to university, but to a vocational school, and I study pretty much systems administration.
okay, interesting.
But yeah, they also have terms in Estonian which are really, really odd.
Yeah, I can imagine. I think it's certainly related to the case that it's not the worst thing in the world, because if you're going to study something specific, you will have to have a universal name for a specific part of the process. Sometimes a lot of fields will have to rely on other languages. It's most probably going to be English in that sense. But as we talked about physics before, that's also an interesting thing that Estonian has a very good local, like very good, very well established basis on the Estonian language. We don't have to rely on just using, words from English in quotation, or just trying to translate it and make it, or like write it in our own way. But we have many words in that. Lots of fields have this capability to actually go and look from ancient words that we don't use in everyday language, or something that's there and well describes those functions. So certainly you gonna learn system administration, or physics, or some other field. It's you can encounter some weird anomalies where where people in the field just are gonna use a certain term, and that's how it enters the language. Meanwhile, I'm being sick while I'm on a pilgrimage. Ah, this is no time to give up. I might die on the pilgrimage. It's bad to travel around when you're ill. Don't do that in these COVID times, but also in the medieval times. But I'm going on because the gods are important. I must show that I am faithful, and I will carry on, and I will go to the holy places and get back with piety, and hopefully not die in the process. I am dying though. Let's see if I can survive. Your English seemed very good, especially for an Estonian. Ooh, well, thank you. Yeah, I didn't mention the fact that, of course, computers have been a big. Wait, let's go to speed 2. The events are over. I did not only use the computers, but I learned English before I went to school by watching natural science documentaries and historical documentaries on our national broadcasting channel. I have walked the holy path. Very good. I'm alive. Maybe we'll die on the way back. And I learned it because I watched it in the original language. I can hear English and the subtitles are in Estonian, and that's just constant learning when you make the connections. In my own personal idea, I look down on huge nation states, huge empires in the world who dub their media. France, Germany, Russia, going by the idea that you will have your own voice actors talking over, first off, deleting the original work and the original language from that, and also isolating you from the other cultural contact from that, results in the case where, as an example, I had an exchange student when I was in the second, third grade. I was studying French, and we had a French student coming here, and our family he was staying with us, and he was 14 years old, and he wouldn't understand yes or no. And meanwhile, when I went to the first grade, and also local comparison, I had children who would start learning the alphabet. I go to school and I'm like, learning English based on something that I already learned before school. So it's so important for me to get these movies or films or whatever the things you do in this form of having subtitles, and then you can develop your hearing, develop your understanding, and catch on onto that a lot sooner. So it certainly depends. It depends on your own family, the skills of your parents, and also technically on your own interests. Like if your own interests don't bring you to either using a computer, games, or some form of media, then, and you don't have your own weird passion to go forth and learn before someone's trying to cram knowledge in your head, then it's kind of a natural pathway. But I think it should be quite more widespread to actually go and try to see what things are in other languages. For that sense, I think it will give you more. It will give you a better ability to go around the world and actually do whatever you want to do.
Side note, on
Go ahead.
Norwegian national TV, foreign language movies are not even subtitled.
Ooh, that's interesting. That's like now that's something. I have forgotten what it is in English. I'd have to look it up, the specific term. But in Estonian, the term is keelekümblus. It's a compound word, and it basically means swimming, language swimming. Quite literally. There are some more nuances about kümblus, but it basically means language swimming. And that's the idea of you're being embraced, you're completely in that situation. If you have any question, then the teacher or whatever form you are, or like whatever context you're in, is that you're surrounded by the language, and you will have to learn it as children do. They are in the language, and everything that they see around them, they can, point or try to understand, but then hear how it's being used and get that around. So that kind of stuff. I'm a proponent of subtitles because it's an easy way for people who want to get access to it. But again, I watch movies. I can watch movies without the subtitles when they're in English, but it's a good idea. Like even if I understand and hear it, it's better to have the text under there so you can understand. Like you don't have to go back because you couldn't hear what they said, or there was a new word you don't understand, and stuff like that. So of course it's an interesting approach about no subtitles in those movies. I'm not sure. Like I'm not sure I'm very pro that, but I mean, if you already understand the language, I mean, go ahead. Or like if you don't understand, take a class in it. Should we call a hunt? I think we have enough prestige. As a side note, again, why I'm not doing as much with the country right now is that my character is dying. I should be raiding. I could send other people to raid, but yeah, it's not as effective. I could go and conquer. Yeah, but I don't want to be embroiled in a war when I'm about to die, or like if there's some weird stuff going on. So I'm just giving the chance of the game to tell me if I'm dead or alive before I make my next steps. Yes! I'm no longer ill. Very good. I'm still beaten up, though. I am brutally mauled. Health is a catastrophic penalty to health. I'm gonna heal. I'm gonna wait until I'm healed. Meanwhile, Kievit says, I love physics. I like how you can become a god of your own universe playing with the variables using unit analysis to create new formulas. And right now I'm writing a paper about what was the paradigm of the first Crusaders. Interesting. Then I think it's a good source material, or like at least helps you play around with the variables and the formulas when you go into Crusader Kings as well. And to agree with your point, I think it's really cool. That's also a thing I love about science, is the fact it's a tool. It's a method of finding out what's going on, and what often people don't understand about it when they start mocking it, or like saying, oh, it's a faith because you have to believe in stuff, and so my stuff where I only believe in something without any evidence or stuff is superior to that. It's actually misunderstanding the notion that you are always trying to make a model of the world and see if the model fits reality, and if it does fit reality good enough, then it's a boon. You can use it to get results, and we do get results. And it's really cool, of course. That's like a practical applications, which will come after the fact when you have a working model. But it's a lot of, it's kind of like an art form, and a way to give definite measures to your fantasies, basically trying to figure out and think what's going on, find the rules there.
Your brother is inviting me to war.
That's my brother, whose name is Jarl Klass, and he's attacking
Yep.
the chieftain Ture of Karelia in the Vepsian conquest of chiefdom of Onega. Oh my. So my
Should I
brother,
join?
well, if you want to, it's glorious. I mean, like, join, come fight, you will get prestige from combat. I think I might join him myself. Can I? Offer to join war. I can't. Your class of Vepsia is not fighting a peasant faction. Yeah, right now I sadly can't join him, but can I join now? Let's increase the tribal authority of Gardariki. Has anything changed? I still don't think it is. It's kind of the idea that if I want to conquer anything, I can't help them, so do that. And to sweeten the deal, what? I get stressed because I'm greedy. Who cares? I'm greedy. But I will send you a gift, great Jarl Rögenwalder. Please join in the war with my brother, because it's for the good of both of our realms.
Oh wow. One of my neighbors just got big.
They're quite big, yeah. Arjetje.
I meant Jämtland.
Ah, I was looking at the... I didn't know this because there was an event box in front of Jämtland, and he is big. Nice buffer between Sweden, though. My marshal is trying to tell me something. Let's engage him in conversation. There's something to be said for at least pretending to know every soldier's face. Let's discuss methods of communication. Yes, let's do that. Let's get some martial experience. Let's understand how to communicate better with our troops. Paradigm of the First Crusaders. Huh. That's interesting. Well, I mean, I'm sure you have your own ideas, but the way I'm also conveying something that I learned in school, learning about the history of, I mean, like learning about the English language and literature and the history. It does from the context of raiding, for instance, the good mechanic here. It was a profitable business, and it also keys into the fact on how crusades, for multiple reasons, also were related to the fact that people would just wage war in summer, and wage war I mean get the troops together, get to their neighbors. You know, the Englishmen would go, or like people from England would go to France and vice versa, and all around fight wars, attack castles, kidnap people, and in the wintertime sell them back. Which is like, you know, let's can I get ransoms for prisoners? Yes, let's get some ransoms. Let's do that right now. So and the idea of crusades was, of course, there were values there and dirty heathens in the Holy Lands. But talking about the economic and the social thing is, what was going on in Europe? Good Christians all around were just living their life off of each other's, you know, at the expense of their Christian neighbor. So, as a form of trying to reduce that kind of infighting, why don't we take the fight there? You get what you keep, and you get the land, get the loot and pillage, and you can rape everyone on the way and come home and make a nice face and not do it to your neighbor, because then there's political instability. And you know, it served as an outlet to the inherent barbarism of mankind, to be honest, in my sense, or in my view, because being holy and close to God, or whatever your religion is, somewhere you have some real life kind of underlying issues that you will have to quote in there or explain through you know, finding some reason from your holy scriptures or from your ideology, whatever, but it relates to what you're actually doing. So as a social economic policy, I can understand that was kind of the reason. I want to be the barbarian. If I do it to my neighbor, then the Pope's gonna be angry and everybody will hate you because you're a vile human being. But once you do it to some subhuman people somewhere else, then it's a 9 to 5 job, so to speak. Of course, I'm really downplaying the fact that it's not a 9 to 5 job to actually take years and go across Europe and actually probably do a lot of nasty stuff on the way when you're starving and really need to get laid. But you know, it was a method of trying to get this hostility somewhere else and unite at the same time. So that's something that I think that's like my understanding of why it happened. There are many reasons, of course, you know, power, conquering, whatever, but as an answer to an issue, to an endemic issue, it seems to be something like that. I don't know. What are your ideas? Write in there or do whatever, because I'm sure that you have studied it in more detail than me, especially if you are writing a thesis on it. I'm just streaming and talking and sharing of my own personal research. Gardarik, I'm still horribly and brutally mauled. Maybe I should start a war or send someone else to raid. I think I will do that. Because I need to
Well,
create the Kingdom of Estonia. Yeah,
to answer to Kiev, I'd bring up comparison with Reconquista, because it was also more or less a crusade.
yes.
And also the Northern Crusade against us, the Estonians, in 13th century. So, well, what do you even call a crusade?
That's a good question. Yeah, because especially like also stemming from Crusader Kings, it's the idea that you have the concept of a holy war here, and it's in the game, of course, because it happened in the history, and it's like a special form of human culture of saying that God wills it, Deus vult, Thor commands, you know, Uku aitab, onju, taevaisa ütleb sulle midagi. It's some phrase in Estonian, but you know the idea of that I am doing this, but I'm not doing it of my own volition, but greater beings than me said that it is only right, you know. Sounds like a good excuse to do whatever you want, right? But it's not only that, because it can give it a reason that you know distracts from the ego of mankind doing all of that. So whenever us pagans reform here and go show the Catholics in the game how it's done in our own holy war, then it's kind of a crusade. Or whatever idea you take and you go and enforce it or spread it through violent means, you can call it crusade. Or in modern times, we even call crusades when it doesn't mean that we're actually going around using guns and bombs for that, but it's more related to this fervor, you know, religious or ideological fervor. Religion is, you know, it's a form of it's an ideology. It's a specific thing about belief and spiritualism and everything. But crusade, you know, the idea of the Muslim world expanding or colliding, you know, it goes vice versa. Same forms, different names of the same thing, being really really believing in something, really trying to make it sure, and maybe even use it and, you know, to make yourself wealthy. A commoner of Czech heritage has been accosted in the streets of Holmgarder over some minor offense. I'm gonna say that Czechs are good people, or Norse are of superior moral fiber, because the Norse are superior. See what I did right there? It's like, it's role playing. I can be, oh, everyone's people, but what do I get from it? If I say that, I get prestige in game. Prestige is something that I use as a currency, as a pagan ruler. I say big strong things, be strong men, and say that we are good and we are better, and then we, you know, everyone else will think that, oh, that's a manly thing, or, you know, whatever kind of thing. It's a big thing to say. It's really promoting it, and I will have more soldiers, and the soldiers will come into my great dining halls, and they will not go away, because I do keep on saying that we are better than everyone else, and that's good. That's really well in this mechanic, in my personal opinion, that reflects well the underlying reasons why people would do what they did in the medieval times. Survival, and not only survival, but prospering through all means. Ah, Fire Noodle. Hey, good to have you here as well. I hope you're enjoying the very static thing that I'm doing here, because I am quite ill and I don't want to kill my ruler, so I'm not doing any of my conquering stuff, because it's a bit dangerous. Let's unlock sappers in the meantime. Heavy infantry siege progress. Siege progress is increased, very good. And Kiev also has something already that I think Suema reflected on. Research question in it. Is there modern terminology with all its elements, even understanding of contemporaries? Did they make the differentiation between crusades and other wars with a religious connotation? For instance, the conquests of Robert the Guiscard of Sicily and the defense of Asturias, or is this a systematic fallacy of modern academics? That's cool. I didn't read that right then and there, but I think I touched on some of the ideas just by answering Emma, who brought brought the attention or discussion to that point. Yeah, it's like with the Estonian thing I told before. The Estonian curriculum in school talks about the ancient fight for liberty, for the fight for independence of self-determinance, when we are describing the local people in an uprising against the colonization, the exploitation, the crusade of Catholic nations who came here to just, bring Christ to our house, also known as rule over and exploit the local resources, both in the form of population and production and trade and everything like that. So there's certainly something that we are always looking through the lens of who we are now, and that's like an inherent issue with science of all fields, that the human element there is the least scientific thing ever, because we have a method, but the method is used by a mind with biases and pathways that are hard to step out of. Kevin also mentions the Northern Crusades, but go ahead, Suma. Yeah.
I think the point brought out the difference between Muslims and Vikings and the Crusade thingy. I think a large part of it comes still also from the fact that, Jerusalem was the holy city.
Mm-hmm.
And during that time, people started doing pilgrimages. They had been doing it all the time, but people started moving again. Europe came out of the Dark Ages. Central national states were starting to form, and thus there were like the preconditions for organizing large-scale common Christian, singular force or singular idea.
A united Christianity in that sense, a brotherhood of nations.
That just couldn't happen before.
Yeah, I think it's a good point. And also you mentioned the idea that people would, be prosperous enough, and it would be so important enough that they had time to travel, not just basic subsistence, but hey, let's go to the city of Abraham, of Israel. Let's go where our belief is grounded in. And the issue comes in first off that about if it's safe. Like, can you go on a pilgrimage if you're going to be killed by barbarians, or in some case, or people who are just criminals or trying to loot whoever's on the road, and the issue that also if that kind of hostility comes from someone who is also in your Abrahamic religion family but has different tenets, and if they're saying like, hey, it's our holy city, you get off, so it becomes like thing of jealousy, or having like inclusive or getting excluded from your heritage, your spiritual heritage, and then the stronger nations here were starting to look outwards, not only how do we survive or how can I keep my castle, but how to actually affect the world and make it a better place for people of this somewhat unified how to say, like you said, unified nation states, or just this system that was growing. And I died. I was waiting to survive, but now I am King Klaus, who's at war, so oh my. Okay, I have to raise the soldiers. I'm going to do that quickly. Raise all here. And where am I? I'm already here. I have some mercenaries. Ooh, this is well, I'm winning the war, so I'm not that worried. Who's the best leader? I'm already leading somewhere, am I?
That's the war that I'm assisting you with.
Yeah, that's good. Now we're in the same war. Isn't that great? Why the hell can't I lead my forces? Let's get some perks. Jewelry focus. And let's get stalwart leader. Reduce the risk of commanding armies. That's very important. And my previous commanders kind of died because of it. Because they got injuries on the field of battle. Why? He's commanding another army. Where? First army of Bela Ozero. Let's send someone else. Uchva here. This is now mine. I'm leading the forces. I'm gonna attack them. And I'm gonna cross attack them. And I will consolidate the forces here. Your nephew Rurik Helgisson Rurikid is your new player heir. My nephew. And player heir. Let's make sure he also... Rurik Helgisson Rurikid, your candidate. Very good. He's already... The succession is safe. Very good. I am happy. Let's check if I have a spy master. I have a spy master who hates me. But let's assign him anyway and start swaying him because he hates me because the reign is so new and fresh. Not endorsed by our bulk. Well, we can get around that. Let's switch out some jobs. We need a good marshal. And it's going to be Chieftain Karhu because he's the best. Who's the best steward? It's going to be Chieftain Balder because he's very good at it. See if we can get a better Volkov. Yes. We'll switch
To
you
answer the Kievich latest comment,
Yeah.
people who think about Crusades, that the reason was that people were really dumb and really religious, usually, or most probably, don't play Crusader Kings.
Yeah. That's certainly, I would say it's an accurate statement and assessment in comparison as well. But I'll go through the comments as well. So let's go there. Northern Crusades are after the first one, so I want to describe the reference thinking of those people in the first Crusaders. Cool. I will describe later Crusades. I will create an anachronism. I understand. I also question myself if these people even made the difference between Muslims, the liberation, constant, or just view them as pagans, just like the earlier Satru Vikings. I love these conversations. I'm only 19 and I know no people who have knowledge about this and who I can have some dialogues. I love that your interpretation is not that people were dumb at the time and that they are all very, very religious. Yeah, as Suema said, basically the idea is that if you're gonna look at people anywhere in history, you will feel superior because you are superior. You're not a peasant who he might have been a genius, but he was kept as a slave to, till the earth, till the soil. The baseline human fluctuation between how good you are doing some menial work, or if you have, if you're Arvo Pärt or if you're Michelangelo, these are all forms of just being a human, and there's nothing inherently wrong with that. But the level of education compared to someone in the medieval times it's 1,000 years ago and even more. It's after the collapse of a great empire where we lost lots of that knowledge. It was a great decline, and not everyone had access to that kind of information. And there was a small, tiny elite of basically scribes, monks and people who could study stuff and then report to people in power who more, someone was thinking about how to improve their realm. But a lot of those people are people and they wanted to party or be well off, but they were in a very different system. And you can't really dumb it down because the same thing we can see today we can see nowadays that we haven't changed in that sense. Mankind is still comprised of people with differing access to both education and the means to survive, and those things are a lot more defining in that sense. And there's always a potential. If you have education, if you have time to make those studies, then it's not much about being dumb, which, to be honest, is a factor in the human condition. No offense to anyone, is like we have different capabilities, but the actual wall is ignorance. Is that if you have knowledge, you can start playing around with it. If you are deprived of it, then you are inhibited by
Then
that
God
barrier.
bless you.
Sorry?
Then God bless you.
Yeah, then God bless you, basically. That's the whole argument, which kind of I agree with. It's like, it's the argument of that, like, if you can't do it of your own volition, or like if you don't know any better, then listen to others. And I agree with that it describes the world, but I protest, or I attest that notion, because I think it's better for people to decide on their own. And it's important to learn and listen to someone who might be on their personal path with more practice and understanding and insight. It's important to be in a discussion with that. But resolving to some kind of an authority telling you how it's going to be because God wills it or it's for your own good, it can be good, it can be utilitarian, but it might not be good for you as a person. It might not be good for a lot of people, or the majority of the population, to a lot of people. So it's always good to learn on your own, criticize, and also develop critical thinking. And also not only to everyone else, but also toward yourself, to think back on it. And that doesn't connect well with the whole idea that the Pope is going to say whether evolution is right or wrong, or whether being gay is right or wrong, or being aliens from another planet is right or wrong. I mean, you're gonna spread Christianity to them anyway, you know. Praise Divana, Victis has given birth to a perfect little daughter. Yes, I have a daughter. That's good. More political marriages. Yay, daughters are so good because they will ensure the safety of future wars. Right? Because that's the value in the context here. That's the value when your world is comprised of families interbreeding, so that you can call your in-laws and hey, we have a fight, you know, you want to fight? We're gonna bust up some faces. Let's do it together. Oh, how values change. Are these the forces? It's the Jarldom of Trøndelag! Reinforcements are coming in. Very good. I'm really glad that we sold our children into marriages for our political alliance. It's really beneficial.
You do know that I have done 85% of the war contribution.
Very good. You get most of the prestige. In my defense, I was a different character dying in bed most of the war, so I'm very grateful, and not only that, we shall remember those who come to our aid. And not only did my father remember that, I too remember it. And this gift of 37 golds will show that there's actions behind those words. Very good.
Except I don't really need gold, but I need prestige.
Ah, very good. Well, I mean, just in case you need mercenaries or whatever, or when the Holy War comes and suddenly 20,000 Christians are at our gates, then the gold can be useful, because I don't think I can join in the defense of the Asatru faith in a holy war, so I can only funnel gold to you. What can I do? I can have a feast. Will give me piety. Yes, I want the feast. Let's do a feast. Oh, my prestige is minus 140. It's a good thing I'm doing a feast right now. Welcome, friends. Let's have a party, and speed 2 as well. Also, Kievit, I love this conversation as well. That's why it's so easy for me to start talking about it and you know, not deal with my peasant war or anything. But I think I'm finding a good balance, and I thank you for that. A good conversation stimulates the mind, but you can't. Well, you can. I mean, if you're a philosopher, you can live in a barrel and just tell every great conqueror of the world that, you know, you're blocking my sun here. Get out of the way. But that's not what we're doing here today. We're doing multiple things. We are trying to be successful crusaders, crusader kings, and emperors. War 1. Enforced demands. So what did I get? This was just a war about one province, right? Stupid brother of mine. I mean, whatever. Lessons from the past. Ooh, how quaint. Though I will surely see many battlefields before I meet my maker, my library holds tales of war from 100 lifetimes. I've recently acquired a tome on the great battle of the Catalonian plains, as well as a time-worn scroll written in some ancient language. Who knows what forgotten secrets it holds? So I could read the newer tome. Ah, it's the academic thing right here. I can read the newer tome about how people now think about what happened before, or I can translate some ancient secrets and maybe get a better insight into what's actually there, and also, you know, not just believe and trust one source, attempt to do original research and write the paper on it. Let's translate the old scroll. I'm lazy, so I get a bit stressed. I'm lazy. Am I lazy? It says I'm... Yeah, I'm lazy. Personality trait. God damn it, class. Why do you have to be lazy? So, even with the help of a dusty glossary, the scroll is reluctant to share its secrets, but I press on. As the night progresses, the most incredible story unfolds before me. By blocking the narrow coastal pass at Thermopylae, the massively outnumbered Greek troops held off the Persian army for 7 days. During the last day, when King Leonidas was outflanked, he dismissed the bulk of his army and guarded the retreat in a glorious last stand. The heroism of his troops is a testament to the power of a patriotic army defending its native lands. Good old values, thousands of years old, still use them. So, study the battle to get martial lifestyle experience for 20 years, or focus on the translation progress, still martial lifestyle, but get +2 learning. Now, I want to study the battle because we're gonna do some. We're gonna battle. We're gonna battle a lot. So let's study it. Arrange marriage. Betrothal. Lyylikki Savolainen and Nalka. Your courtier and friend and son of High Chieftain Varaka. I think this was arranged before my time as a player character controlling this, and he will not accept the proposal. Oh, because they're already married. Because it happened without my control. Okay, whatever. I think the game just decided that it's going to happen, or it defaulted to actually happening. Wait a minute, I'm not selling prisoners before I check their price. Yes, okay, 10 gold was good enough. Let's take it. Let's go to speed 2 again. Let's check our military. I'm also on the positive side of prestige, which is good. Deft diplomacy. Ooh, a truce was invalidated thanks to my work as Boris, who said that, you know, it's been annulled. Incredible work, Boris. Thank you. Was that the war I just had? No way. Wait, let me check. Ally. Oh my god, the war that I just won. the truce is over because my diplomat was so good. He said that, oh, because of this technicality, it's over. I can attack them right again. Oh my. And you know what's the best time to subjugate someone is when you have enough prestige, of course. Yeah, okay, I forgot about that. Okay, let's improve on that field, shall we? It seems my brother has created a light horseman men-at-arms regiment, which is quite good. But first let's go and raid. Can we raid our friends in the north? Our great Finnish friends? Let's see. Raise all as raiders. Let's lead them myself, of course. And they're not too bad off. Salinis can be pillaged. I will go do that. And Äänislinna is mine now. That's good. That's very good. Let's go and raid. Kievit says, I do think it is funny. I just realized Mercury, the planet, the messenger god, has the lowest T if you would use V equals 2 pi R over T. Aha. Yeah, well, that's cool. That's cool. It's good to run the numbers on the orbits and the planets as well. And the volumes, of course. So it's funny how these planets have distinctive characteristics when adding anthropomorphism. It makes sense. 453, Attila was around that. 451. Yeah, it kind of predates the scope of the game, unless you're using mods. Crusader Kings 2 had extended timelines. Europa Universalis as well has interesting extended timelines. It's I can understand why Paradox wouldn't be making such a broad game, because there were huge changes in the way the world worked. So like getting your save game from one to the other is quite a nice thing. What I dream of is that there would be games covering all periods up to the modern time, so you could play from Imperator Rome to Hearts of Iron and possibly even beyond, because usually people do these historic games about, I don't know, I think the latest thing is the Second World War and maybe first part of the Cold War, but there's some interesting stuff, but it gets harder, for many reasons to actually make a game about modern times, because we're still kind of figuring it out. It's not history yet, and we haven't learned our lessons, or to be understood, it's the geopolitical players are figuring out the rules of the game and writing them as they go, so it's harder for a Paradox studio to actually describe it in a historical context. It's an interesting issue with what we're dealing here, but the modders don't, they will find ways and try to make it work in any case. I think regarding the Huns, the invasion of the Huns, there are some invasions kind of happening here as well. At one point, the tribes, the horse lords, will try and come here, so the Mongols will come. But not only that, there will be the Magyar movements as well, the historical movements that are happening here. They will trigger approximately at the historic date, since obviously if you start the game you're going to upend history anyway. And so they kind of trigger as an interesting gameplay element at around the time when they happened. Okay. What is that? Those are raiders. Ah, they're angry because I'm raiding them. I will attack them. You know why? Because there's one thing. One thing is to loot the enemy. But if you're superior to the enemy you're looting, if you engage them in combat, you will get lots of piety and prestige. So at the beginning I was thinking like, yeah, looting is just that. You go around and loot the cities according to their loot value. Then I found out that if you lead the troops yourself, the event can give you greater boons, either slaves, skilled slaves, or money and prestige instantly without bringing the loot back. But not only that, I discovered that when you do actually engage in combat and don't just avoid enemies at all costs, you will get even more prestige. So it's kind of like a free war. It's a free hostility, a free conflict which you can use to make yourself great. The battle is raging and I will take chivalric dominance. Knight effectiveness plus 75%. They should have to make the change from Rome that there should be mass migrations with huge contingents just like the Mongolian invasion. If you're a sedentary realm, you can create a federati with these peoples. Eventually some structures could splinter, giving rise to the feudal system, and have in 520 Theodoric come, and eventually Justinian with his attempt to mend the wound with Rome. Indeed, I think there are quite some interesting stuff that this Crusader Kings I think can get from earlier centuries as well. And I understand there are some caveats as well. It might not be, well, I mean, history is still interesting, but from a gameplay point, like, we are here only starting to let's see how we are on the siege weaponry stuff. In 35 years we will get the onager, something of course that's a bit older than the 9th century, but these are kind of the technologies that never were employed by peoples of these regions of Gardariki. Basically just a warband was good enough. So I would like it. That's the reason why I would play the extended timeline mods, because there are so many more events to write into and have fun with. Oh yes, that would be one incredible game. In talking about games or the future, or just talking about, I mean, science fiction of our own future. You know, once we get brain-machine interface, not only for the paraplegic to actually maybe control the world around them or communicate or whatever, that I think about the effect, of course, which is, I guess it's a can of worms related to Westworld and power fantasies and crazy stuff or whatever. But hear me out. Why people play these horrible games? You know, as Paradox says, horrible games for horrible people is that games are fun. What's not fun is when it's happening in real life. And as long as all participants are okay with it and they understand it's a game, it's quite cool. But imagine a situation where you can really step into, and I'm talking about the broad scale, as we're playing here, days go by as seconds, years go by as minutes, centuries go as hours. Imagine yourself stepping into somewhat virtual reality environment where whenever there's a feast, then you're sitting in your chair and there's the vessel from there and stuff's happening, and you would have to be decisions. So whenever you have to make a decision, then your lackey comes and says like, oh, they're at the gates, make a decision or something like that. And take it to another step, that if you would go on and actually fight like they do in Mountain Blade, yeah, that's the game series, in the sense that if you could cast yourself in that world and live through centuries, sometimes having a skirmish, or then on broader timelines just make strategic decisions from your castle, I think it would be entertaining, an interesting learning experience, and certainly would teach a lot about the scope of what it actually means to be in those, to walk in those shoes and have that sword of Damocles above you, because this game teaches, I think, the fact how everyone dies. And it's the heritage that carries on. And it can be fun, and it can be interesting to go and do that. and it's best. I think it's better for mankind if we do this kind of stuff in just games, and leave the looting and pillaging to the history. We got back with the money. Yes,
there
go
is
ahead.
one period of time and place that is really unrepresented in
Yeah.
games and actually in history as well. At least in Western history, is
Yeah.
what is interesting is actually the birth and form and spread of Islam from the tiny beginnings from
Yeah.
a single Muhammad in 8th century.
Yeah.
And the second moment and region that would be really cool is actually the Central Asia before the Mongols, because they were actually at the Silk Road,
Mm-hmm.
were really uh, developed civilizations in countries with the systems, but everything about them, because they were on the way of the Mongols, was
Mm-hmm.
destroyed.
That's certainly something interesting, yeah, to look forward to, because the most you get this in Crusader Kings is just there's a time skip of centuries, and then it's rather well established. There's a huge blob on the on the map, and there's like multiple. Oh, someone's trying to murder me. Let's avoid that. Let's break those abilities. Ooh. But yeah, as you said, that would be interesting. I would like to play that. And I think like some of the future games, it's really fun to go around here. Up here is like I think I want to in the future games try to play around with the Muslim world as well on the map. It's something that I practically did not do, like 0% didn't do in Crusader Kings 2, because the map's so huge, and 70% of my games are in Estonia, and the other attempts are some other pagan nations. So there's certainly something interesting to look forward to there. Okay, Kivit says, I have to go to sleep. I have another tough school day tomorrow. Well, it was a pleasure to talk to you. Thank you. Thank you as well. It was a real pleasure to come back. Crusader Kings is every week on Tuesdays. Local time, 8 p.m. That's +3 Universal time. Check
Isn't
it
it
out.
+2 right now?
Uh, might be. Well, I think going by the Universal time. Oh wait. Okay, that's a good point. I have to check it up, because yeah, there was. It's so automatic. All the devices do it automatically, but it will be history. Changing the clocks will be history in a few years. There's still some shenanigans about which time to choose, but there was a collective decision in Europe that, change the times of your openings or whatever. Go to school 9 o'clock instead of 8 or whatever. But let's just choose one of the time zones, and let's not make a hassle about it. But I might need to update my schedule details for that. So I have CK3. If you have time, I would like to play with you. I am a noob, but I could learn some stuff. You're welcome. Uh, I am learning the aspects of the game even now. It's like it's a very nuanced game. So you're welcome. Write me up either on Twitch, or let's get in contact if you want to join in. Join in whenever for a whole session or a part of the session. Basically, every Tuesday there's a way to join in. So even if you miss out, the only caveat is that you're going to miss out on what the AI is going to do while you're away. But yeah, let's do that. It would be fun. Let's get some big multiplayer games going on. In any case, on that note as well, the stream is nearing its end. I think we're gonna play for another 10 minutes and call it a day, and then we're gonna see what happens next week. So far, like checking the map, how are you doing there, Suema? I think you're quite powerful.
I have been standing still for quite some time now.
I understand. Your forces are like almost 2k, which is kind of what I was in the beginning of the game. So I would say it's really we're becoming uh, similar in strength. because my own forces would be either 3k or 2k depending on how bad I have it between the heritage process. Very good. I will not lose stress when I go on a hunt because I am lazy. But I will get prestige. But who cares about prestige? Let's make the Kingdom of Estonia happen. Because that will give me prestige. Wait a minute. Oh, it's already... No way. Has it already been created? Kingdom of Estonia. I am the King of Estonia. I understand. It's the case that when you hold everything to form a kingdom, and if you die, these titles will be automatically created, so you don't have to pay money, and you won't get prestige. So it by default happened. So I'm the king of Estonia as well. Your brother is your new heir. God damn it, the elections are so crazy. Your brother, player heir, and steward. So it's already the fluctuation here, how the people vote in the country. It changes my player heir, and it's a bit random. Like, not random, it's reflected by my internal relations, but it's somewhat random. More random than just that it's your son, he will get stuff, and all the other sons will take most. Attack who?
Should I attack Harald Fairhair?
What's Jarldom of Jämtland? No. Uppland?
Jarldom of Viking. Oslo.
Oslo? Viking, okay. Let's attack the Vikings, yes. Why not? I think I will join you in that war.
Harald Hårderåde, the first king of Norway, actually, in real life.
Harald Fairhair. Ah, okay. Well, first and last king
and I
then.
can't subjugate him.
What's the do you have what's like, okay, declare war. I can't subjugate. Let's check the requirements on some other guys. If I would subjugate Turek, then what are the requirements? Well, your level of fame has to be higher. That's one thing. For me, it says your level of fame is less than distinguished. So you can subjugate when your level of fame is distinguished, which is the second positive version, I think. Level of fame. Let's check the internal encyclopedia for that. Fame.
I'm gonna attack Jarl of Uppland instead then.
Okay, the levels are established, distinguished, illustrious. So yeah, established is the kind of the first level. So you have to be level 2 fame. Who did you say you were going to attack?
Uppland.
Uppland, okay. Very good. I think you can really do it. He has some allies though. Let me know,
But
or like
he
invite
has
me.
really powerful allies.
How strong are they? Let's see. Altogether,
Viking,
4,000. Okay.
Karelia.
Karelia, you say?
Yep.
Do the war, and I will attack Karelia. And yeah, do the war. Invite me, and we're gonna do some like I will take the forces here, so you can deal with the forces there, and we should be able to do that. What was I planning to do? Increase control in Omega. Okay. Religion. Let's spread our religion to first here to Tishvin. Okay. Good.
Oh wow. I'm gonna lose most of my men to attrition because I'm going over the highlands. Ooh.
You're gonna lose attrition, people to attrition. if you go as
Supply
far.
is 1150.
That's kind of okay. It's like as long as you have your supplies take over that place. The main issue with places with a low supply limit is that if you're hitting anything about near 30, it's good to split your forces, uh, like split your forces and divide them up between the regions or the smaller baronies, so they don't have to go too far back, because you can get the supplies, or like you can regain supplies when you're in friendly territory or in occupied territory, either by war allies or your own forces. So once you take the castle, you can keep the 1,000 guys there and send people back to divide yourself, and then do that. So it's kind of like a bit of a micromanagement, but necessary to win the wars. The AI does it to some extent as well. Are you going to start the war today, or are we going to wrap up and do it the next time? What do you think? Oh, call to war, and I have a peasant war as well. Amazing. I will rally the troops, and I will quickly deal with the peasant result, and then come in there. Okay, we are at war. And I am commanding the forces. The peasants will be defeated, and once I've done it, I've shown the peasants who's boss, then I think we're going to save and see next time what's gonna come. I think we are going to win, and we will carve Europe in two. Okay, now we have some performance. Woo! So be it. One war one, and onwards to the second. But considering that we are right on spot of midnight local time, I am going to pause the game. I'm going to save it before everyone leaves and call it stream. Oh, what would we call it? Let's call it multi. Let's go. Well, it's Gardariki, so let's call it Slavic imperative. We are going to form great empires and see what the world has to say about that. In any case, again, thanks for everyone checking in and watching the stream. It was a really nice game, really nice discussion. Thanks also, Soema. It was really nice to actually have my first multiplayer game of Crusader Kings, and not only, I mean, like first on stream. We've been playing a bit on offline, but let's keep it going as long as our schedules match. And maybe Kievit can join us next time as well. And anyone checking out the stream afterwards or looking at it, the series on YouTube in the distant future, I'm open to this kind of multiplayer activity. Let's get as many games here. Let's break the game. Let's get tons of people until we can't play, because we're gonna see what we can do to Europe when there's actually people working together, doing real diplomacy, and perhaps at one point being in actual competition as well, vying for power, because probably it's going to get quite crowded. In any case,
Trying to double cross everyone.
yes, double, triple, quadruple cross everyone, make secret chats and secret dealings everywhere, and play like that. Let's do some intrigue and diplomacy and stuff. In any case, that's it for today. Next week, same time, I will update the schedule concerning universal time, so it would be clear when you're in Estonia, you're in the same time zone. then it will be 8 o'clock. Otherwise, on Thursday, Thursdays are going to be Witcher now. I'm done with Hollow Knight, which was a nice thing. It was amazing, but at one point you had to decide to stop because there's an extra content that you can play probably for years or trying to get good on an obscene, godlike, sublime level. So 8 o'clock Thursday, it's going to be Witcher 1 and probably a long series up to the end of Witcher 3. It will take a lot of time, it will be a lot of fun, and lots of monsters to slay. So, to everyone, thank you and good night.